All right, welcome THL to Sunday Showdown. I am your op managers guy, person, thing. Gonna be introducing our two casters for the evening. We got my Anadon, freshly made dinner. He's wolfing down right now. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. The dinner came out lovely, if you were wondering. So, yeah, feeling ready for these matchups. We got three awesome looking matchups tonight. So,
Yep. And we got Nails, who was thankfully available for tonight to help my Anadon navigate our way through these two wonderful playoff matches that we got going on. So the third one is going to be an asterisk right beside it because if somebody wins, then that could mean that they are known contest for the next one. So if Lotus Knight wins, but I'll let you guys get to the details along with the deck list match. So take her away, guys.
yeah. So we have for the first match of tonight. It is in the pro conference. It is the playoffs. This is all to play for, and it is Lotus Knight versus your Mumked. Lotus Knight on team Brushy Tuna, and your Mumked on no pros here. Both players with a really solid season, both really good players. But right now, Brushy Tuna leading 8-2. So a win for Lotus Knight would seal the deal for Brushy Tuna moving on to the next round. It's a really, really big, important match here for Ked. And it is going to be a tough one. If we look at these decks that we're showing right here, Nels, you want to talk about the matchup a little bit?
Sure. So your Mumked's got the Beast Druid, the Shadow Priest, the Face Hunter, and the Buff Paladin. Um, a solid aggro lineup, knows what it wants to do and knows what it doesn't want to do. And what it doesn't want to do is queue into Lotus Knight stacks. Lotus has a relatively solid anti-aggro lineup with the Control Warrior, Owl Warlock, Quest, Fell DH, and Burn Shaman. Not,
Yeah.
it's not hard control. You can go harder control than this, but it's like there aren't too many lineups that are harder control than Old Lotus loaded up in the current format. So Mumked's got his work cut out for him, but there are like spaces that he can get decks through. Like some of the individual matchups aren't so bad. Um, but the overall collection is definitely going to be rough for him to deal with.
Yeah,
He can
definitely
get right
going to
to it.
be that uphill climb, like you said. We do have the bans as well. So Lotus Knight, no Warrior, your Mumked, no Paladin available. So it is going to be pretty much those strict aggro classes for your Mumked into those other decks for Lotus. But yeah, definitely some of those matchups can line up. Your Mumked's going to be looking for those if he can find those at all. So yeah, let's see if these players are ready to jump in. I'm excited to see. You have any predictions on that first bring for both of those players?
Oh, probably going to see the Owl Lock from Lotus. It's generally more sound. Either the Warlock or the DH, I guess. They're generally Burn Shaman can put up a solid fight against aggro usually. Play it like it's favorable, but I'm guessing that the DH or Warlock are gonna make an appearance. And for Mumked, more likely to see the Druid, I guess. But since Mumkid has to get it through, get all three of his decks through, the order doesn't matter as much for him.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just let the players know that they could start. So I'm not sure if Lotus has got back to his chair just to get a drink and a bio break. So start.
All right, no worries. While we're waiting for them to jump in, just a little preview of the upcoming matches. The match that we are going to for sure have is going to be the next match that at 8 p.m. or whenever this one ends. It's going to be the Legacy Series Red Conference playoffs as well. It is Just Win versus Chaos Theory. This is as tight as it gets in a matchup, and it's going to come down to this one. It might as well have been one series, one best of 5 series here between these two players in the 5 seed. Skirt Reynolds versus Kotamaro. That is going to be coming up right after. Both teams 12-11 right now, final match. So this will determine who makes it further into those playoffs.
Yeah, both players have been having solid seasons. Skirt having a little bit better season than everyone else on both teams, in fact, with an 8-1 record heading into this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be some good 5 seed action. Can't wait to cast it.
And then finally, like we said, for that final match, if it does come to it, will be McBanterface versus Agent PWE. Same matchup there, Brushy Tuna versus No Pros here. So yeah, depending on the result of this match, we might get a little bit more. All right, looks like our players here are preparing to battle each other right now. So as soon as we see those eyes, we'll jump right in.
Yep. Wait for eyeballs.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything interesting or more unique in these decks that I haven't seen too much of. Najak Hexen, is that normally in?
Yeah, that's a pretty standard inclusion in
common.
aggro priest and shadow priest.
We're in.
Just yoinking a minion. It's a bunch of tempo, and for tech that just wants tempo above all else. It's a really solid card.
Yeah. All right, looks like we have those eyeballs. Let's get in there. Hey. All right, it looks like Ked starting off with that aggro priest and Lotus, like you said, on that owl lock.
Okay, aggro decks generally want to go first, but the Warlock's more than happy to go second in this one, with especially with the Null, and you just want to have more cards. Lotus, the Grimoire, Lotus having the Grimoire is great for him. He doesn't have any cheap minions, but has a solid shot of finding him.
Yeah, so does keep that Grimoire, tosses a couple of the other options, does get a null back. And Ked also tossing most of that hand away, does find a 1-drop to play. Are we playing it though? Looks like Ked considering holding back here.
Surely you want to get your 2 damage on turn 2.
I think so.
Or 3 damage, but yeah.
Maybe looking at thinking about Mortal Coil, not wanting to give the draw on turn 1, but you want that tempo, like you just said. And no Mortal Coil to be found for Lotus. Nothing to do just yet, and that damage is going to connect and allows the Twilight Deceptor to pull a card from the deck. And look at that curve. It has Wriggling Horrors and Mancrick. Lots of different options for this type of board. And no answer just yet.
Probably wanted to see the Thrive in the Shadows to go with Mancrick, but or a Raised Head to try again for the Thrive, but not the end of the world, and all the minion damage that he's stuck so far or that he's played so far has gone face, so can't be too upset if you're Mumkid. Lotus, choosing to forego the tap this turn is a little bit surprising. Could have tapped and then played a 1-mana null.
Was this a thought of doing Grimoire? I don't think that. Maybe it's a coin Drain Soul, looks like Lotus Knight is considering.
Given that we passed up on the
tap,
the tap, that's probably the most likely line, but we're missing out on...
I want to coin the Mithril Rod if we have a chance, if we're not too under pressure next turn, since we do have the backfire. But it looks like it's going to be the Grimoire just to remove 1 minion here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Mumkid digging for the Thrive again. Whiffs it, but can take another shot here and also just get another Mancrick. This damage is really starting to add up. Lotus hasn't really found any of that healing yet. So
no healing and none of the big board clears either besides that Tamsin. which is still a couple turns away.
Yeah,
Even
especially if we're coining out the
the ruined Mithril Rod, yeah.
Mithril.
Yeah, I guess maybe there's an argument to hold back to be able to coin the Tamsin if things get really
Yeah,
hairy, although it's starting to get real tricky here.
and if you're Lotus looking at Ked's hand, you have to wonder what the HUD cards are. Because if that's Void Touch Attendant, we're looking at 6 damage on board and 4 more damage from the 1-drop.
Pretty good pickup there for Lotus Knight off of that Mortal Coil, able to play this Null to clear off another minion.
Yep. Definitely a welcome sight. It's looking like he's valuing the ability to coin out the hero card, which pretty understandable. But at least it was before this play. Just lines up terribly into the board that Mumkid has made. So,
yeah, so it looks like gonna still play it out to remove 2 of those minions.
Okay.
Heal up a little bit and make the hero power not deal damage, I suppose.
Yeah, the 3/3s to contest board can also be really impactful.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, when we find one right off the top. There's that Void Touch you were talking about, a little bit late.
Yeah, it's a turn too late. But
Ked's still connecting quite a bit. We do see some healing on the side of Lotus Knight, and even more coming in now. If we do go that direction, gonna have to remove that Trog first one way or another. Going for the Drain Soul and the Touch here, as well as Mortal Coil and Hero Power, I'm guessing. Yeah.
seems
Pretty
like a strong
good
play.
swing here, for Lotus Knight. This is going to be tough now for Ked. No board, no way to really draw anything currently. Just the Void Touch to Cult Neophyte. Yeah, this is looking tough.
Yeah. He had a turn there where if he had the Void Touch, he could have connected a bit more damage. But yeah, Lotus found the removal. Ked didn't have the Neophyte into the right turn. Hasn't found any wives yet. The outs were there, and just or the lines were there to find the outs, but didn't really connect with them.
Yeah, absolutely. The Void Shard kind of being the pull was pretty rough, and then the Void Touch coming in just a turn too late might mean this could be the game here. Ked gonna play it out though for now, trying to figure out what
stay
line
in the
there
game
is.
for a bit longer. There's still 2 wives in deck, and if the game decides that we're summoning 6/14 next turn, then there's still some game left. But the Shadow Priest getting time to play the Mithril Rod is it's not what the priest wants to see.
Yeah, there's that Hexen. Gonna be able to steal a 3/1 here, but that's it. Not anything too crazy. Well, there's an owl. Probably not gonna even matter in this matchup here, but there it is. The namesake of the deck. A little too full of a hand to be able to backfire here.
Yeah, he probably just clean up the board and tap, and I'm looking at the Moarg along with Drain Soul to kill off Najak, 3/1 back, can weave a tap in. Interesting.
Yeah, Lotus considering maybe that into the Grimoire just to get it online, clear off the board as well.
Just seems unnecessary.
Yeah. changing his
Okay.
mind, going for the backfire here.
Finding some power rifts. He's got a grimoire. He needed to hit a cheap minion, but there are quite a few of them in deck, so this line seems fine. Along with just the chance of hitting um, a Fel Rift is probably nearly guaranteed, if not guaranteed. Oh, there was an
Yeah.
armor vendor already. Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
this was completely.
And with that, going to be very tough for Ked to get back on the board in any way at all. And without a board, I don't think there is a way to secure this. Both procs going off on that Mithril Rod as well means that hand is getting very, very cheap.
Yeah, I mean, Ked got bullied off the board. This one's over as soon as Ked wants it to be.
All right, so speaking of next game, because this one is seeming to be over, what do you expect Ked to come out here with, knowing that the Warlock is gone? Is there, a deck that maybe it changes the line here? I don't know. I mean, like you said early on, Ked's kind of just have the
It's
same
not like
game plan
the
throughout.
HL usually
Yeah.
is, where you need to have you need to maximize your points by queuing your best matchups. You can. It's just normal conquest since you have to win, so could be anything. But I'm a little bit surprised Lotus didn't just play the Wicked Shipment. It doesn't matter because everything wins, but would have
Yeah.
been a little bit cute.
Ked could do 12 damage, I guess.
Sure could.
And then say, okay, good game. I had my fun. Or I guess only,
And
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Healing all the way up. Lotus's board here alone just represents 14 damage, though. Thanks to the double lieutenant on board.
Yeah, definitely a big enough threat on its own. Any sort of board clear, I mean, just trading will secure this one, so no need to even go for that damage here. But Lotus building up that board even more. And getting off that first owl, able to do a little bit of more damage and set up a pretty difficult board to deal with. And Thrive in the Shadow's not going to be it. See what we get here. We get...
At least one life.
There we go.
I'm not going to cut it, though.
All right, so the Warlock gets through. That means Lotus Knight only has the Demon Hunter and Shaman remaining to secure the victory here for Brushy Tuna.
Yep, Cad not finding... that actually might have been the matchup he was looking for. Either that or the Demon Hunter, probably, but... yeah, it's... Lotus found his early board clears, and Shadow Priest runs out of gas if you don't win by turn 4 or 5, or unless you've pushed sufficient face damage by then, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. So did see that sort of turn there. I think it was around like turn 6 or so. That things kind of went the wrong way. Turn 5, 6 for Ked, and we'll see if Ked is able to get a win here. Maybe getting that damage in a little bit earlier, a little bit faster.
Yeah, nice spot by Lotus to not coin the Mithril Rod, which is usually something you prioritize, and coin out the hero card. That kind of just locked Yet out of the game. And a more value-focused play of coining the Mithrod probably would have been punished.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we have for Ked that Hunter, that Aggro Hunter, and Lotus Knight going for the Burn Shaman. So definitely the sort of board matchups tend to kind of fall short into that Shaman if they're able to get all their freezes. We do see one of those in the hand already for Lotus Knight. Going to be tossing it away, though, for more early game.
Yeah, probably just digging for the landslide. It's the most important card in the matchup. Lotus finding a way to kill off the one drop. Usually a pretty good play, but instead electing to go for the wind chill, which is also fine.
There's that Caverns.
A Doggy Biscuit on the one drop to make a 5/5 going face on turn 2 is Honor's Dream, and Lotus deciding to deny that, but not finding the landslide by now means that this initiative is gonna get to go north.
Yeah, and there's that Doggy Biscuit as well you were talking about. A turn a little bit late, but we were frozen last turn, so going to be able to connect with it this turn.
Yeah, and we're pushing 8. Not a landslide in sight. That Caverns has no chance of getting played, at least this turn.
Yeah, we do have the Zapper in addition to Frostbite and Lightning Bolt. All sort of options we can use here.
Cat is gonna be wincing, cringing, if you will, when the Zapper hits the board, but it's not the landslide, so he gets to push some more face damage. This is what hunters love to see. The Rhino pickup is a great draw for Ked. Now he just gets to find the second Rhino, and this is the type of game that the hunter can get there. Lotus has not had enough time to play the Wildpaw Cavern. The minion chip damage, like there hasn't been a burn spell or anything played yet, and Mumkid's already pushed 13 damage. This is NPH fans love to see this.
Yeah, this is the situation you definitely want to be in as Ked, able to push that damage. We'll see if Lotus Knight decides to keep playing for the board here with those trampling rhinos in the hand, or if Lotus just says, I'm going to trade this away. It allows me to clear in addition to not leaving you a minion for this trampling rhino to get extra damage in early.
Good spot from Lotus to keep his board clear. But developing board at some point is going to be important. And Lotus notably whiffs anything playable for this turn. So see that. Not terrible draws. Probably I'm looking at Frostbite on the 1/2 just to get the aura out, but you also want to be able to coin Brukan.
Yeah.
That's one of the main ways you can lock the hunter out of the matchup. But if we were, it's a really tough spot for Lotus. Another way to put it.
Yeah, Lotus really having a think here on that decision, going with that first Frostbite play you mentioned. But certainly a tough choice, especially with the options available. I think those Macaws are probably going to be giving off Battle Cry multicaster here.
Yeah, and it draws 3 cards, but card draws are really not what Lotus is looking for right now.
Yeah, there is also that Serpent Shrine available to clear off this Rhino, but we do know. Oh, yeah, this is better with the Lightning Bolt. We do know the other Rhino's in hand. Lotus wouldn't know that necessarily at this point, but.
Yeah, he hadn't played the correct Rhino, so you don't have the ability to play around. You don't have the luxury to play around the second Rhino in the spot from Lotus, and Ked's gonna get connect another 3 minion damage.
Yeah, 3 damage going in here, as well as that hero power is going to set up a next turn lethal with that quick shot.
Lotus needs Lightning Bloom off the top and doesn't find it. Ked's found lethal.
Is there something off the Serpent Shrine that could...
Lotus can go for a cargo guard, sure, but that's currently the only out.
All right, what do we hit? And it does not. That is going to be the game. Ked getting a win here into the Shaman. Hunter gets through, and that will be a 1-1 on the series. Still in it here for No Pros here. Big start there for Ked. Now the Druid and Priest need to get under either this Shaman or this Demon Hunter. I'm looking at the Shaman as the weak link here. As far as where we can get under, and we'll see if it does get through, or if Ked is able to kind of sweep that Shaman.
Yeah, the Shaman's definitely capable of making face decks really sad, but it only actually plays the one landslide as AOE. It has a bunch of spot removal, but not as much as the Owl Warlock, that's for sure. So definitely room to get through. Mumked saw how all that last game went, and
I'll have another.
Yep, bringing more or less face Hunter too with Priest. And
potentially the same hero power in this matchup.
Sure does. Lotus found the Wildpaw Cavern, but did not find the Bloom to go along with it. So we might see a similar situation as last game, where Lotus has the cavern, the most important card for the early game, but can't get it down safely.
And now having to commit the coin and the Serpent trying to stop this draw, that does mean that we're putting off that Caverns even more. Can't even Serpent Shrine next turn.
It's the right play, but it's painful when you want to get the Caverns online. So one kid just electing to shuffle the life, hoping the life shows up, unlike last game, and.
Yeah, Landslide also critically missing here, able to get this Frostbite off to remove the Attendant.
A little bit of a tricky turn from Mumked, but I'm assuming we're just going to jam all the minions, and I'd probably be inclined to ping off the 1-2 to protect my minions, but there's a pretty good case to be made that
they die anyway to
Zapper, they die to Landslide. Yeah, you probably do target the minion here. The Shaman doesn't easily remove these minions without exactly Zapper Landslide.
Yeah, that's the only way here, and able to push quite a bit of damage. No Landslide in sight, though, here for Lotus Knight.
So Lotus forced to dig for it. Instead, going to dig next turn and merely tank the board for this turn. Not that it was the wrong play. There wasn't
tanking the board here, and we see the Mr. Smite available on the other side as well for 6 damage face. We can connect this turn with 9 and then set it up. So
Might be using the Aug Merchant to ping off the 3-2 in order to allow the ping to go face. It's an interesting line for sure. My gut would just be to ship everything face, including the 1-1, but
Yeah, I don't mind this line either. We don't have lethal next turn if we fully connect, just because we can only play the smite. We can't hero power in addition, so I
yeah.
don't mind.
I would have been okay. Yeah, I think I would have wanted to play the smite and put Lotus to 2, because that just guarantees that you can connect it, or that you have
The
it's
hero
like a 3
power,
turn
yeah.
setup, and forces your opponent to have Brukan to answer it. Or
Yeah.
taunt totem, I guess, but okay. Instead, Lotus has none of it, and Mom Kids picks out a second win in the series.
Wow, big win there. Druid just has to get through, and Lotus with this Shaman struggling. Do you think Lotus kind of turns things around here? Says, maybe I bring the Demon Hunter now, try to just beat this Druid that way, or is it
No,
Shaman just all the way through? Let's get the Shaman through, and then we're golden.
the Shaman, it has a significantly better matchup against Druid than against Hunter or Priest. It's like slightly favored into Hunter and Priest, but the Druid is less. It's a bit slower, and it's looking to stick a board for Arboroth. And the Snowfall Guardians can actually um, lock the Shaman out of the game pretty consistently. Mumked, for the 4th game in a row, is going first. That's a little bit of a player differential.
Yeah, the aggro gets to go first. That's the rule of the matchup here.
Yeah, if you're writing for the script for how to get through, going first every single game is certainly part of it. The Druid deck, less than the other decks, the Druid deck is like fine to play on the coin, but with a Trog in the opener, definitely where Beast Druid wants to be. Pretty sure you just jam that Trog to block out the Bloom Cavern, or the Coin Bloom Cavern. Lotus has exactly one way to deal with this. To remove it. Playing a Zapper contested enough, so. We're not going to see a Zapper. That's surprising.
Yeah. I guess we're setting up for the Frostbite hitting it.
Yeah, and holding the Zapper for a landslide, I can respect it.
Yeah. I'm looking at the deck now. There's no way to get this Trog on turn 2 higher than 3 health, so.
It would have to be double Adorable Infestation.
Right.
And it's just, if you have it, you have it. But playing the Zapper into Thorngrowth Sentries is a really bad spot for the Shaman. So, probably a good line from Lotus, yeah. And there's the Lightning Bolt at turn late, but not significantly punished for it. Lotus game plan not really slowed down much.
Cat able to develop this board pretty nicely.
Cat hovered the Fertilizer, but yeah, I think I prefer this. Playing the Fertilizer would have allowed him to play an Umbral Owl next turn, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you want to connect the mini damage as much as you can.
Yeah, Lotus still having not found a landslide in this series.
Really, it's a really important card for these types of matchups.
Oh, that's a nice pick up there for Ken.
It's exactly what you wanted. Locking in these card draws, I'm surprised to see that trade. I'm very surprised, actually. It lets you spend the last mana playing a 1-drop, but cashing in this damage while you can is generally pretty important.
Yeah, especially no fear of being frozen or anything yet to deny those draws.
Yeah. But with that said,
It's gonna be a pretty big
Mumkad
board here.
can choose. This is a tricky turn for sure. You can Mumkad can play his entire hand if he wants to, other than the Arbor Up, and it's just whether he wants to. Or sorry, he can't play both owls, but he can play one owl and a reef if he wants to, and a matriarch if he wants to.
Yeah, could go
It's
with the reef trade as well, and then
and then the owls stay healthy.
the owls stay healthy. Yeah,
Really just has a lot of freedom to construct his board however he'd like to.
plays around the freeze a little bit better as well.
Yep. Lotus still has the coin, of course. So no, well, Lotus can't. Lotus is overloaded though, so it would have to be Bloom,
Right.
Snowfall.
Yeah.
So I think this might
This
be
may be the
good
last turn to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. It is going to be the all-in here and the value trade to make the biggest board, knowing that Overload is there, and it needs to be that combo of two cards. And right now we see that Lotus has neither of them. And that's going to be tough to come back from. We have the Arbor Up on the other side for your Mumkad. This is looking like it might be able to get there. That is not what you're looking for here.
Yeah. Lotus not going to trade this overdraft. Instead, just going to
just clear off as many minions here as possible. And I guess get the hero power down as well. Get the taunt totem. Okay, searing totem.
And 4 minions connecting face. You take this every day of the week for Mumkad. You can rush off some spell power while you're at it. And 7 minions on the board, you close your eyes and you hope the Snowfall Guardian's not there.
Yeah, and we see that it's not there just yet. Going to actually make a couple more trades to play around top decked
landslide. Yeah, that's
here,
understandable. Yeah. Lotus isn't overloaded right now, and you've got a lot of 3 health minions, but this is understandable. It's still not. Sorry, what am I trying to say? Like, it's still lethal next turn, and it doesn't change your clock at all to make this trade.
Yeah.
And doing this plays around landslide.
What a top deck here for Lotus Knight. That is going to be insane. Let's see if Lotus can keep it going. Still needs one more turn for this Brukan. So multicast
probably entirely get there.
But Brukan does not clear perfectly, but
Lotus found the first runner. If he can hit a macaw, then he's in major business right now. But he needs a macaw off the top. And
not quite going to be
it. There are some combinations of cards that can get there, but it's going to have to be spell power plus landslide or something similar.
We do find the other Snowfall. I don't think it's going to be quite enough here. We can remove 8 damage, but we're still looking at lethal here.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, and that is going to be it. Ed able to get there into the Shaman, sweeping the Shaman completely, almost able to swing it back there, Lotus Knight, in that game, but not able to do it. And that means we will have a third series here tonight with Lotus taking the loss to your Mumkad 3-1, meaning that now the series at 9-6. So anybody's game now, still down to, next one wins for Brushy Tuna. So we could see that win here tonight if McBanterface is able to take down AJPWE. But if Agent PWE takes it, we will be going to a fifth series in this match. I don't believe it will be streamed, but not sure when they're playing. We'll let you know if we do hear anything about that.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like we are getting
Loaded.
your mum kid here in a second as well.
Hey, your mom kid, how you doing, man? Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Wow, what a big win that was. Going into the series, looking at the matchups, definitely was going to be a game of can you get that shaman? Can you take it down? And you were able to do just that. Bringing the full aggro lineup into a very quite anti-aggro lineup there. How did it feel going in? What was your strategy? And obviously it worked out here today. But what were you feeling? Coming into this.
Coming in, I really just wanted to kind of mix it up. I mean, I think the last couple of weeks I had submitted not a ton of aggro decks. I mean, I do kind of like aggro, but not as much as I usually do. So I thought maybe he'll think that I'm doing it again. And then I saw actually another pro lineup that had full aggro. I'm like, yeah, I think I want to play full aggro this week. But then when I saw what Lotus submitted, I was disappointed because he had he had 3 decks that were pretty good into all of my decks. But yeah, I think I needed to get the shaman, and that's what I did. But the other ones I was not feeling as confident with at all. The other matchups, that is.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the shaman doesn't draw a landslide 3 games in a row. And the aggro gets there.
Yeah, that was fortunate as well. I thought he was lining up for a landslide there in the last game, and then he didn't have it. So
yeah, absolutely. But keeping your team in it here was a series you had to win to keep your team going for this playoff race. And any words or thoughts for the rest of your teammates here going into their matches? We will be seeing one of those on stream.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to win out, so just play your best and then hope the results come with the good play. And I mean, it would be exciting to get back-to-back championship runs with the no pros here. Last year we just came up a little short, but we're definitely still have a chance this week to advance.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of those matches, just out of curiosity, do you know when Ron and Kume are playing?
I don't think I know. Let me see if he posted anything. He just said Sunday evening, so I don't know exact time.
All right. Well, fair enough. I'm sure we'll hear about that one either before or after that match that we have on stream. Any other questions for Ked here? I know one thing that we did talk about a little bit during that series as well was you were able to get that going first. I think it was every game there.
Yep.
The whole series there as an aggro deck. Do you think that helped with your strategy a little bit, or what?
Yeah, I mean,
what kind of money did you pay off? Who did you pay off?
You always want to be going first when you're playing aggro, and yeah, I happened to get the play. Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, it was every game, and I had pretty good hands every single game. I guess one of the priest game I lost, it wasn't the best, but yeah, I just like you guys kind of said, I got fortunate the shaman kind of bricked all 3 of its losses, and yeah, going first, obviously pretty good, getting the board presence going. But yeah, I think he just, especially in the last game, if he just cleared my board once, it was pretty much GG.
Awesome. Well, congrats once again. Best of luck to your team here in the rest of the series. Any other questions or thoughts here from either of you for Ked before we let him go?
No, I'm good here. Just congrats, and now we get to watch Agent PWE pull it out, right?
Yep. Hopefully, at least.
You gotta have faith in your team. Come on,
right.
you gotta the guarantees. You gotta say, oh, no question.
I mean, I did beat Banner this year, so
Yeah.
in theory, if he thinks that he's better than me, then he can also beat him as well.
There you go. Well, thanks for joining us, and again, congrats to your mom, kid, and now you get to sit back and relax and watch the stream if you have time.
Yep, I'll be tuning into that agent match.
Awesome. We'll see you then, buddy. Take care.
All right, thanks.
All right, so we have coming up very shortly. The next match here is that Legacy Series one we teased earlier in the Red Conference. If you weren't here before, we'll catch you up to speed right now. It is going to be I guess, Red Conference, although I don't know that it matters at this point in the playoffs. It is Just Win versus Chaos Theory. Those teams battling. Just Win, incredible season, 7-0-2. Chaos Theory 6-4, also a very commendable season there. But right now, a little bit behind here by 1 point here. Just Win at 12 points, Chaos Theory at 11. It's all to play for. It is the final match of the series. It's Skirt Reynolds versus Kotamora. And boy, it is going to be a 5-series brawl here. Skirt Reynolds with an incredible record on the season. Kotamaro also doing solid, but going to be an uphill climb here into an 8-1 player on the season. Any thoughts going in? We have for Skirt Reynolds, Druid, Hunter, Warlock, and Warrior, and Kotamaro has the Druid, Paladin, Shaman, Warrior. Looking at those classes, knowing these players, what do you expect to see here in this 5-seed match?
Well, they've both got the Druid class, which it can do almost anything. Especially at this point in the expansion, you can go for the aggro decks, which also beat up opposing aggro. You can go for value decks to beat up the opponent's warrior. It's just super diverse. The hunter class can also go for an aggro or a more control-y line with either face hunter or quest hunter. Or it can. I mean, it also has a big beast archetype that can farm control warrior. Really, just they've got a lot of freedom to do whatever they want with their classes, and hope that it lines up well into the opponents. I'm just excited to see which choices they've made.
Yeah, absolutely. Lineups that, you don't necessarily see those 4 classes together as much recently. I'm looking at the matchups throughout the series, both the series here in the Legacy Red Conference that are going on in the playoffs, and not seeing too much, Warlock and Warrior together. Although we did see it in that Pro series earlier. And Paladin not being as popular either, but haven't seen a little bit of that scattered throughout.
Yeah, and just super interested to see what the players come up with.
I got bans now.
Oh, I was just going to ask, what are we thinking for bans? But you got them.
You should ask, buddy.
Let it rip. Tell us.
It's a double D ban, so double Druid.
Double D ban. So no Druid in this matchup. These players are tired of Druid, even with that slight nerf to the Kazaku-san, whatever you want to call it.
It's called shenanigans, for sure.
Yeah, shenanigans. A little bit of a nerf there. Maybe enough for these players. Not enough for these players, I should say. And, that versatility, like you said, especially in this closed deck format, getting rid of that Druid, not a bad thought here. It looks like the primary strategy there for Chaos Theory. So,
yeah, Druid's just so powerful in both open and closed deck list, but especially in closed deck list. It's hard to go wrong with the class.
All right, so we will be seeing that Hunter, Warlock, Warrior for Skirt Reynolds into the Paladin, Shaman, Warrior for Kotamara. And yeah, just waiting for these players to battle up.
Yeah, just told them to start. So good luck, have fun to both players, and
We'll see
winner
you on
gets
the
to
other
move
side.
on.
Yeah, this is all to play for. This is fun when you go down to that final match of a series as if nothing else had happened up until this point. Doesn't matter. It's down to the 5 seeds, the 5 seed brawl here to determine who moves on to. Is it the finals coming up, or is it?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh wow,
semifinal. Sorry for
semifinals,
loss. Yeah.
semifinals. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so for the semifinals, big step there to get that win.
So
Let's see what these players brought.
Kodomora is going to be the first to spectate, or the bottom of the screen for our viewers, with Skirt Reynolds being at the top.
All right. Yeah, really curious what these two players bring here. A lot of variety still available for both of these players with their class choices. Warlock usually been seeing the quest lock and the LTK lock predominantly. Warrior mostly the control variants, but seen some quest warriors still, and especially, and I think I saw some in GM this week with that format they're playing. So maybe these players also feeling those roots of the quest warrior we've been seeing for quite a while. We'll see maybe a little bit of that.
All right. So it
Yeah.
looks like Skirt Reynolds. Oh, Skirt Reynolds has got his spectate on, or his eyeball working. But Kodomora, there you go. Kodomora is on now.
All right, let's get in there. We are live at Koto Mora, first to spectate here. And we have the Paladin versus the Warlock.
I will fight with honor.
Looks to be a pretty standard looking Libran Paladin here from Kotomara, if I had to guess. And on the other side, with those Mithril rods, I'd have to guess it's going to be that LTK.
Al?
Okay, not.
So, Paladin usually just wants to get the initiative going early. Not the Dream Hand from Katamora.
No, certainly not the Dream Hand. Finding the first discount there in that Truth Seeker, but won't be able to play it for quite a few turns. Gonna have to just hero power. Both players saying hello. And just keep things going. Gonna tap from Skirt Reynolds. Getting that pretty full hand here. Does have that coin Mithril Rod option in a couple turns.
Presumably just going to see the Vindicator and slam whatever buff into.
Ooh, Libram, the least exciting one I would have to say at this point, but does recycle in the hand, which is nice.
Yeah, it should be solid value generator over the course of the game. Not a bad hit. Skirt can just go for the tap null if he wants to.
No
But
tap
choosing
nulls this
to,
game, yeah. The serious no tap
yeah,
nulls.
making
We're
the
going.
same play that Lotus made, removing or fully clearing the board rather. And to be fair, pretty good line. Bullying the Paladin off the board is where you want to be as any deck that's trying to play control. So
Yeah, absolutely. We do have on the other side for Kotomara that Carriel can trade pretty nicely here and discount a couple of spells.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, from Skirt's perspective, nothing's hitting you in the face this turn. So that's a good place to be when you're trying to set up for a Mithril Rod. Have to expect that's what's going to come down.
Yeah, the bread and butter here of the deck, coin Mithril Rod. Let's see if we see it from Skirt Reynolds. Looking like a Thalnos Nathrazim play with full health. I mean, this does remove the minion. And
Yeah,
allows
might also be the ammo vendor.
Yeah.
Oh, we're coining a tap. Okay. This allows him to get the value out of the heal. And he does technically have a board now, but it's going to be a turn slower on the Mithril Rod. I get the appeal or the I get wanting to not leave a minion up, and specifically Cariel, because it cheats mana every time it attacks. But this also sets up the card draw on the Mythorod, so with the Thalnos, so that can make him go a turn faster. Still a bit surprising to not see the coin last turn.
Yeah. I mean, you get your turn faster because you have a minion that draws you a card, but you also didn't draw a card for one turn with the rod, so ends up negating that effect here. Kotamara just going to be able to keep pushing a little bit of this damage. Has the second Truth Seeker here if we want to try to play a little bit around the potential Hysteria.
I have to expect that's what's going to come down, but yeah, okay. And getting in there for 7 damage. Not really. It doesn't have the Libram of Hope in hand, which is a big. I mean, it's something that the Paladin obviously really wants to get down. Warlock struggles to remove minions with Divine Shields with its current kit that it has available to it. So, a Libram of Hope would go really hard in this type of position, but with the current cards available, might struggle. Warlock doesn't have a terribly difficult time of removing this board. With that said, Skirt doesn't have any. A Drain Soul would be a drain for Skirt, and he's just missing that card. So the ways to remove this are just kind of awkward.
Yeah, might have to go for one of them here, though, or just going to wait another turn, gets that tap off, sets up next turn being able to complete that first proc of the Mithril Rod. There is a Drain Soul, what we were kind of talking about there.
Yeah. Could have bumped the Thalnos off to draw the card this turn, but doesn't really have much benefit. Just loses the spell power, so electing to keep that on board. Next turn, if the spell power sticks next turn, Morg Drain Soul for 8 damage along with Thalnos just lines up amazingly. But with the Broom in hand that Kodomora saved from turn 1, going to be able to remove these minions and protect his Truth Seekers. Have to imagine. Gonna protect the Divine Shield instead. Definitely surprised to not ship everything face.
Yeah, really reserved play here, but still able to connect with quite a lot, so do not fault that at all. On the other side, though, we see that Grimoire. We also have the Artificer and the Hysteria, right? Yeah, I mean, we could do all of it, right?
Yeah. Probably look to set up the turn with a tap null, and then Hysteria on the 7/8 tends to clear most of the board.
Yeah, so are you tapping nulling the 4/5 here to remove the Divine Shield? The best chance to clear
removing either
everything.
4/5 does the same effect.
Right. Yeah, so that does look to be the play here, and we are going to see that Hysteria.
If the Trog lives, it does duplicate.
And it does live, gets the duplicate, and that is going to make things a little bit awkward. We do have a School Spirits that we can play next turn.
Yeah. Technically could play the Grimoire to full play here. Probably not worth it, though. But with that said, Liedrin, because we had minions live, or the Paladin had minions live rather, Leadrin can just connect for a lot of damage this turn.
Yeah, how
If
many
Kodomora
lemurs have we played? I think not too many yet. Actually, only like 2 or 3.
I mean, counting the one this turn, it's probably
Then we
getting
have
to be
Hand
like
of the
4
Dawn.
or 5. Instead, Kodomora is going to take it super slow. Hits a Knight, which can also buff the Trog. And yeah, still shipping a respectable amount of damage.
Yeah, this does feel like it's about to be the turning point here, though, for Skirt Reynolds with double School Spirits, Moarg, and Grimoire all available in the hand, and the Owl as well. That's going to be quite a
The
big
0
turn.
mana tap gives a discount into the entire hand. So
Yeah, you could Owl, you do the trade, Owl, Grimoire.
I mean, Skirt just has his so many choices for
Yeah.
how he can elect to full clear the board. The world's his oyster. Can elect to go Moarg, Owl, Grimoire, the Owl, and full clear the board while setting up the Owl. Instead, not going to
not going to use the Moarg instead. I think going for a School Spirits here to finish this off.
Presumably what we're going to see.
Does mean that the 8 damage does not connect face.
Yeah. Might even see a Morg played alongside the Drain Soul because we've got 2 Morgs.
Yeah, I like that. The heal would be quite nice.
Surprising to not see the tap used though. Might see it at the end, but
yeah. Let's see if Skirt gets everything off. Does.
You guys get everything off. Always tap last. And
there's that attendant. 8 turns too late.
Sure is. Probably looks like Kodomora wants to get the hats in hand in order to set up Mr. Smite to charge for hopefully lethal. But that's a multi-turn setup, and with the owl already like Grimoire, then there's just a pretty decent chance that you're dead next turn. So we can see that Kodomora has enough time, but it can be tough, and maybe they just want to hope that I don't have it. Opting to not make another hat, it's a bit of a surprise, but
yeah, could have put the hat on the Moarg there.
The Broom, yeah. This allows him to not burn a top deck. That might be what, or that might be what they're going for. But it's maybe if it doesn't miss out on any hats, then the order doesn't matter. So really nice top deck from Skirt here. They can clear up the 3 health minions, and finding another piece of removal potentially along with the Moarg. Maybe it's School Spirits if we need to. Should be able to clear up the Leadrin with at least most draws.
Yeah, absolutely. Quite a few options here. Let's see what we find for Skirt.
Skirt's still missing a couple combo pieces before these 3 draws, but
ooh, those are not the tools. Can try.
He still has some Moarg School Spirits if he wants it, but that's a pretty expensive clear. So he's going to try to trade for it. Instead, he's just going to leave up the Leadrin, it looks like.
Yeah, and how much damage does that then? If we do leave up the Leadrin, we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Exact
13,
lethal.
14. Yeah, that is gonna
Got
be
7 damage from
20
the smite.
damage exactly, and that will be lethal for Kotamara. Not it's clearing off that Liadrin here, gonna cost Skirt Reynolds the win. I thought Skirt could have closed this one out with the way things were going, but Kotamara getting that good 2-turn setup we were talking about with the Liadrin and getting just enough damage to connect here. Gonna be that first win for Chaos Theory. Tying up the series now, 12-12. Not that anything but the series win matters, but we are now officially at even points.
Good one for Kotamara.
Yeah, so now Shaman and Warrior remaining for Kotamara. Hunter, Warlock, Warrior still remaining for Skirt Reynolds. Any thoughts on those brings? Knowing that's an owl lock, does that sort of say anything about the rest of the lineup here for Skirt Reynolds and what the idea is?
Not too much. Handblock's not a major player right now. Might slightly skew Skirt toward an anti-aggro type lineup, but it's probably the most consistent Warlock deck right now. So not too much of a surprise to see Owls.
All right, so let's see what these players decide to bring here for game 2. Both players still with a Warrior remaining, and then otherwise completely different lineups here. So second game here is going to be that Warrior into the Hunter. Kotamara with, it looks like, Quest Warrior here, Quest Pirates, and on the other side, it looks like Quest Hunter. So, an interesting matchup here. Looks like it's also Quest Hunter with the hero.
Yep. Surprisingly, it's really surprising to see Skirt throw the hero away. It's usually quite good into warrior decks.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get it down before discounting the hero power. But Skirt knows what his game plan is, and his game plan is generate a bunch of cards, and he's got the Wand Maker and the Barak Bane to do it. Beastalker Tavish came back as well, so
yeah, so still that option could become available here. Carry on studies, okay.
As for Kotamura, just kind of playing Pirates out on curve. Doesn't have a super clean turn 3. Would have wanted maybe a Stormwind Freebooter or something to punch a 2/2, but so just going to play a minion and nothing wrong with that. Presumably getting some damage out. We're going to trade instead. That's also fine. Plays around Adorable Infestation from the Wand Maker. Wouldn't want to have your tempo slowed down. So super reasonable play there.
Yeah, on the other side here, carry on studies. Couple of interesting options.
I think it has to be the Bloated Python, and you just jam it on the board here. So, especially given the Rinling's Rifle, if it doesn't get cleared, like the Python lines up super well into Kotamara's board. But
interesting.
We're just going to see Terran Profiend.
I guess more stats right now.
Yeah, and coining out the Windprey. Yeah, so this just directly contests Kotamara's board. Pretty clean 4 into 5 into 6 for Skirt, so no need to deviate from that. As for Kotamura, 2 options. You can either go for the Sword Eater, or you can go for the Cannoneer and presumably the Whetstone Hatchet. My gut would have been to go for the well, if we hadn't traded last turn, the Cannoneer Hatchet would have been better, but given the trade last turn, this is probably a stronger line given the board. Rinling's Rifle does line up quite well into this play, though. And not that Kotamora is necessarily supposed to play around it, but should
Yeah,
have
does go for the Ringling's rifle. We do. What secret are we going to choose here? Explosive trap, usually a
really
pretty good
an
choice
explosive
here.
trap. Plays around the 2 health minion for Katamora. So just going face. Interesting.
Yeah, not going to make the trade there.
All our
Knowing,
lines only.
yeah,
Very reasonable line though. You have the Cannoneer to clean up the 3-2 just with the cannon shot, and you can jam a Raider alongside. So probably the right line. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good line from Kodomora.
yeah. Let's see if we hit that minion here.
Either
I
you
know
clean up the minion super efficiently, or you swung face for 7, and neither.
neither's too bad.
Yeah. As for Skirt, really slow turn here. Probably did not want to be staring down this much power on board heading in. Electing to bowl a shot before
Well, this is only
swinging
going to
the
allow
rifle.
the hero power as well to attack minions to get that clear, right?
If he hits the explosive, he whiffs the explosive trap
Ooh.
though. Still has a way to clear the minion.
Yeah, getting pretty low here into very soon that Rakara coming down. We are going to get that 2 damage
Might
here as
jam down
well as
first,
this smite. Yeah, getting the smite
but
frozen though.
yeah, fantastic freezing trap pickup here from Skirt.
Yeah.
Um,
Very clever.
you have to think with 9 health, it has to be the stock for Chalish. Especially with the quest at 1 out of 2, this is
Another freezing,
exactly where you
sure.
want to be. Missing the explosive trap, not what Skirt fans are looking to see, but probably
Yeah.
just back tactics for once you hit Amisha. Instead it elects to go up in the cages.
Can also hit a Misha, I guess.
Yep,
Eventually.
could hit 2 Amishas.
That's right.
Good order from Kodomora here. Doesn't miss a hero power, even if he misses the discount from the deckhand, and if there's an explosive trap you want your 2-1 to stick on board. So we're going to see a turn 8 Captain Morkara. From Skirt's side, doesn't actually have a way to progress quest without the Arcane Shot top deck, but Kodobane would surely find something. So probably looking to just draw some cards and get the 0 mana hero power online, try to set up for a turn 8 quest complete, so that he can start pumping out a bunch of Mishas and blocking the Juggernaut's face damage.
Yeah, absolutely. But leaning towards
Especially
this
knowing
Coda
that the
Bane
smite's in
here.
hand. Skirt's kind of definitely got his back up against the wall here, but he's got tools to fight back with.
Yeah, is this going to just be Coda Bane, Explosive, and Arcane Shot? And then Hero Power? Is that what we're
He
looking
doesn't
at?
have enough mana for that. It's only
Oh, it's
7,
only 2.
so
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're at 7. So we can
yeah,
only,
so
we have the Explosive
there,
Shot
there
here.
is
Oh, we did
a
hit.
freezing trap.
We did hit the Wound Prey, though, which is going to allow a little bit of a cleaner trade here. No need for the Explosive
Still
Trap. And we
looking
get...
to probably hit something off of the hero power. Bit of a misorder there. Could have cleared off both minions given the Liak roll, and actually had the mana to check and see which minion was summoned before.
Yep, absolutely.
But,
And that does mean this gets frozen instead of that potentially that second smite or Rakara. Yeah.
Have to imagine that Kodomora is going to want to get through the jug down. Shiver Their Timbers can also come down to play around open the cages. So, and I mean just to remove a 4/5. Could elect to play the South Sea Captain again, but be inclined to want to kill a 4/5 myself. We're not going to have any shortage of time to play minions. So,
Looks like that is going to be the case here.
and so now Skirt's at 10 health, and we'll be trying to generate enough board that the cannon shots don't go face. The Arcane Shot top deck is pretty clutch. It allows him to get another animal companion down this turn, along with his 7/7 and presumably an explosive trap. And hopefully, from his perspective, he can stave off the aggression.
Yeah, Misha, a good pickup for sure. Looks like we are going to go for this Arcane Shot. I guess hoping for Huffer off of this. Or you don't even get this one yet. You'll get it off of the explosive.
Yeah, you
afterward.
get it off of the explosive. Yeah.
So hoping for a Huffer here to clear the Rikara.
Another taunt would also do the job, but
yeah, another taunt always good as well. So 2 of the options, not bad. Does hit the other taunt. This is where that pack tactics could have been good that you were talking about earlier instead of the open the cages.
Yep. But the taunts are sticking. The 1 damage weapon is a very welcome sight for Skirt. Wow. Smite does not have any lethal combinations with this hand, so it's just going to have to be Anchorman and I guess try to hit Shiver the Timbers or something off of the Anchorman draw. Seems like the way to go on this. And if you don't hit anything playable, you can still play South Sea Captain to allow the Ricardo value trade.
Yep, that looks like the direction we are going. Do we hit it? We do not, unfortunately. But like you said, South Sea Captain does allow for that value trade here, and the 1 damage can just go face. Explosive does come out, though. Does clear off most of this board.
Everything except the Captain. So Skirt has some breathing room, especially thanks to this Cage's pickup. And this is starting to look really dangerous. Depending on these companion rolls, might just have lethal headed back the other way.
Yeah, let's see what we do find here.
Electing to remove his
24. Okay, it's 1 more here. One more. Actually, both Huffer and Leok, I believe, would be lethal here, so only Misha would whiff at this point. We're at 24 right now. So Leok would give us another 4. Huffer would give us another 6.
So what's the right way to order this? You probably want to play explosive first, and or I guess explosive and aim shot, and then try just to try to hit the companions.
We only have room for 1 more.
Yeah.
I guess we could have.
There we go.
Oh,
we could have saved the overwhelm to ping off our own minion in case we needed to reroll.
Minion.
But, yeah. Just hit lol. And honestly, summoning another Misha was also very likely winning. So, yeah, good pickup from Skirt. Tavish and Quest Hunter gets there.
Yeah, and that does mean that the Hunter is through. And now the series down to 1-1 with Warlock and Warrior remaining for Skirt and Warrior and Shaman remaining for Kotamara. We saw the Warrior from Kotamara is that Quest Warrior. Do you think we'll see the same here from Skirt, or are we going to see something more controlling?
Given the Quest Hunter and the Owl Warlock picks from Skirt, I would expect that he's looking to try to corner aggro decks. That just makes the most sense from a Conquest lineup perspective, but hard to say for sure.
Yeah, it is going to be those two decks we have seen already. First, Warrior for Kotamara is that Quest Warrior we just saw, and the Warlock for Skirt Reynolds was the Owl Lock we saw earlier. How do you feel about this matchup here?
So the Warrior, more so than any other deck in the game right now, wants to go first. Just desperately wants to have the initiative. But on the other side, Skirt's got the coin and the Mithril Rod, so he's looking to be in a pretty good spot himself. Especially with that null that he's got. So both of these decks are just doing what they want to do. Should be a fun one. The Shiver the Timber is usually not a good pickup for the Warrior, but given the nulls in hand for Skirt, it'll find a good way to be put to use.
Yeah, starting to curve out here. On the other side, Skirt with some solid tools, but no way to use them just yet. Besides that Drain Soul.
So from Skirt's perspective, I do the Drain Soul on a 2/3 on turn 2 is pretty juicy, but I'd like to see the tap here.
Yeah, the tap is where I'm looking.
Skirt
saying, nope, I want backfire. I want more stuff. I want to set up these nulls even more next turn. Not able. I guess you can tap null now.
I actually missed. Skirt did not keep the Rune Mithril Rod, so this play makes some more sense. We don't have to hold the backfire to go alongside that. We're just we're going sluggo mode. We're tapping and
we're not going to tap null again. No one wants to tap null in this series. The touch doesn't clear anything. Are we just going to trade the Wicked Shipment?
This is meant to be a tap null.
It must have been. We hate tap null this game. These games tonight, and we just hate tap null. Nobody likes it.
Yeah. Ooh, really rough draw from Kotamura. The Whetstone Hatchet's not what you want to pick up right before you draw it anyways. It's less bad if there's two hatchets, which some lists have been known to play. But
yeah, we'll see right now. Does not appear so.
Yeah, that's just
unlucky.
A really tough scene for Kotamura. Essentially missing a draw for the turn. Meanwhile, Skirt's got the ability to once again tap null if he wants to, and then clean up
this time we can use it with the touch. Tap null touch is looking good. Instead, we are trading away a Viper, or are we using it here?
We could be playing a Viper. Playing a Viper is really pretty reasonable here.
Yeah, Viper and the touch also pretty good.
Given how Kotamura spent their last turn, it's a pretty reasonable guess that they don't have a Sword Eater, and just blocking weapon swings is a pretty useful way to slow the Warrior deck down.
Yeah, especially here into the Cannoneer that we see that would have been able to push some damage instead. Just going to sit there as a big target for
it's going to sit here manning the cannons, but the cannons are dry. There's no ammo.
Okay. Can I interest you in a tap null? No?
No shot. We
shot.
Never tap null around here.
Never tap null.
I don't think it's pronounced null. I think it's pronounced no. Right?
Tap no?
Yeah, tap no.
Is that
I'm
French?
not actually sure if I'm allowed to use the correct pronunciation for null, but Neji, if you're in the audience, you know what's up.
All right, well, fair enough. But instead here, Kotamara is going to be able to clear off this null or no or whatever. And
my hand
still not
now.
Still not going to be able to do too much here pressure-wise. But trying to stay in there one more turn away from that deal 2, and then still needing to find some more pirates to get things moving.
Yeah, the Pirate Warrior with no pirates in hand on turn 6 is not where you want to be. And this is a little bit of that Whetstone Hatchet draw just coming back to bite him. Really,
Yeah, gonna need to find, I guess, I don't know, what pirates are we looking for next turn to try to make this work?
I mean,
a two drop.
presumably a Harbor Stamp
Yeah.
is the best draw on the deck, but otherwise we're going to be turn 9 completion at the
Deckhand
earliest.
into, I guess, is what we're looking for. Scamp into like deckhand into the quest.
Yeah, that's the dream curve for sure. Only one deckhand left in the deck, and really Kodamora just desperately needing to get any sort of initiative.
Yeah, on the other side, just too many options.
Yeah, none of them are in Mythorod though, so Owl Warlock can be quite slow if it doesn't find the Mythorod. And so that's what that's what it looks like we're looking at this game.
Yeah, we do have Moarg School Spirits to clear if we want, or Moarg Grimoire as well is available if we want to then develop.
The world says Oyster for Skirt, but he just wishes the Oyster cost less mana.
Yeah.
Because
Don't we always
Warlock,
wish the Oyster cost less mana? Dang.
So much, yeah, I feel that.
What a first world problem to have. Oysters costing too much.
The Morg Artificer buff coming in clutch here for Skirt. Notably living through the School Spirits.
Does mean that this trade can happen to draw a minion though, and that is going to be a quest completion.
Okay.
So, light backfire on that extra health in this situation.
Yeah, okay, the Morg nerf really costing Skirt there. Mana cost was irrelevant, but yeah, just Kodamora hitting one of the few card draw options available to Pirate Warrior. Rikara's coming down every single time next turn, and the Owl really can't easily come down this turn for Skirt. And so this is really just going to cramp his ability to ever get the Owl played, honestly. Because next turn he's going to have to respond to a 7/7. Honestly, this is probably Skirt's best chance to play an Owl if he's ever going to do it. Probably has to be this turn.
Yeah, I think it's got to just come down here.
The Rune Mythorod also is going to struggle to get down, but yeah, the Owl's a 7 mana expenditure, and at least it contests board before Rikara hits the field. Certainly not an easy choice, though, because you're taking 6 damage, and the Juggernaut's just going to keep plugging away at your hero.
Wow, okay, choosing instead to go for the Grimoire here to clear instead. Does mean we have to find an answer here for the Rikara, though, that we know is coming down.
Yep, Kodamora choosing to damage the Rikara with the Manly Cannons, assuming that we're playing it.
Why didn't we kill
and leaving the Moarg up. Interesting.
I think that might have been a mistake, based on the reaction there. Man the cannons, thinking it's only doing 3, not realizing the Moarg's effect on it as well.
Yep. So if Skirt could pick up the other Drain Soul, just has a clean way to clear out the 7/5. Does not have enough mana to play the Mythorod into the backfire unless he hits a Fell Rift, though. So looks like he's going to be trying to high roll the Fell Rift into the Drain Soul, and has like the Armor Vendor to fall back on to prevent an overdraw. even if he whiffs.
Oh, it looks like we are actually going for the backfire. Do hit the Fell Rift, though. And a Soul
And
Fragment.
full frag.
Yeah.
And another Fell Rift. Okay, this Mithril Rod's only discounting one card, and it's the Armor Vendor.
Wow. What a combo.
It's
Oh, we're
the
getting
Grimoire.
more
Okay.
discounts here. But
He still
never
has
mind.
a clear if he wants it.
We still have
Um,
plenty of options
Goes
here.
to
Oh,
not
my.
take clear,
Okay.
though. Blowing up one of the 3/3s and then trading the Moargan was a clear on the Rikara if you wanted it. But instead, we're just
Wow, what a able to play the rod and then get it totally fully discounted in the same turn off of all of those different portals or rifts or
and
whatever.
now he's got 15 power on board. That's more than the Warrior, at least before the Warrior plays cards. But
Yeah.
really interesting choice here from Kodomura, whether he commits to the board or just decides to
Hold back for a smite
hold something
lethal.
in reserve. My gut would be to play the cargo guard, but hold back. This Rikara has to go north, though.
Yeah.
Skirt your opponents at 27. We got to get there soon because they have inevitability. So, Konomura agrees. You got to cash out your damage while you can.
Yeah, now kind of looking maybe for a smite lethal with a big weapon to go along with it in the Bloodsail Raider. That could potentially
Yeah.
get there.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for your service.
So we're
Now
clearing
being
up the board.
thanked for their service. Does not clear the Rokara here. Looks like we are... Do we have just the Tamsons
Oh yeah, we've got
into
the
lethal here?
Flaxley
Yeah,
and
because we have the double
the
School
Spirit.
Spirits and the double... Yeah, there you go. That is just
Yeah,
going to
that's
do
good.
it here. Good spot there by Skirt. That's going to be way
He's
more
going
than
for the
enough.
full 112.
Even
Along with
pushing
the
this
13
damage
on
too.
board,
I
so,
mean,
yeah, that's
no
125
jokes
damage.
here. No, just all the damage possible. Wait, what about that last 3-1? Come on. If you're going to get all the damage in, get all that damage in. Okay, there we go.
Maximum damage, maximum cards played.
So you have School Spirit. I do. Here we go.
I got spirits. So does Skirt.
And there you go. All the damage you could ever want. Way more
Good
than enough.
job. And yeah, Skirt takes a 2-1 lead. Mercifully, we are saved from watching Kodomura take 112 damage.
Yeah, another
Yeah.
another like 10 swipes of that thing. Oh, all right. Well, with that said, it looks like it is just the one deck remaining here for a Skirt with that Warrior. Kotamaro still with the Warrior and the Shaman we haven't seen. Knowing it's Warrior, do you think we're going to see that mirror match here, or is the Shaman going to come out to try to answer this?
Well, the given Skirt's lineup so far, I'd expect to see more defensive control warrior
Yeah.
from him, and it looks like that's what we've got
Oh
in the shield
boy,
chart.
okay, yeah, we definitely do. It looks
And
like it is going to be that
this-
control list with the
This is
dragons.
the matchup. This is the matchup that the Quest Warrior's been dying to see for the past 3 games. So the Juggernaut's just really rough for Control Warrior to respond to. There are some tricks you can use to get through it. Monsanto showed off on GMs earlier this week that cards like Raid Boss Anexia are really good into Juggernaut. If you've managed to stave off the early boards, then it can soak a lot of hits and get some counter pressure. But the stats heavily favor the Quest Warrior in this one. And the Quest Warrior is going first again, which is where it really truly wants to be. every single time. Skirt trading the heavy plate on 1 confirms that it's some sort of defensive warrior. It could be charge warrior. From Kodomora's perspective, it could be charge warrior or Kaz warrior.
Yeah.
We can see the Kazakhstan in hand, as well as the Rakara. So Skirt's got his guess. If there are hands that can get through this matchup, this is it. Kodomora's got an interesting choice here between playing around Bladestorm and playing around Minefield. Minefields generally run as 2 of copies, and this also just spends mana efficiently. But Skirt has
both.
the Bladestorm. Skirt has every single one of them, the 2 Minefields and the Bladestorm. Yeah, good. Probably just good to get the Bladestorm out.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Cannoneer here into the weapon.
And here to draw the hatchet and start whacking away for 5 damage. Seems like a powerful play here. An Outrider's Axe would very cleanly answer the Cannoneer, but Skirt does not currently have that card in hand. And so it's a really solid turn from Kodomora.
Yeah, going to have to use one of these minefields here probably, along with the hero power. Yeah.
Not what you want to be doing as the controller. You want to be drawing cards off of Solitary Minion. And Kodomora just gets to spend 5 mana playing Pirates, living the dream.
Yeah, and you have seen that Bladestorm you were talking about, so a way to clear this kind of board here with that Sassy Captain a little bit trickier. We'll see, though. Could also see the Bloodsail Raider come down. We want to hold on to this Captain. Nope, just going to put that down.
To have a second Bladestorm or spend 2 cards on a clear here. Might just see we're very likely seeing a hero power and a shield slam. What the rest of the turn entails, you could hold the minefield, greed it out, and wait for another turn. Instead, we're just clearing every minion that the Quest Warrior plays.
I'm wondering if Skirt was hoping that, was going to 50-50 it. If this cleared off, the Sassy Captain may be holding on to the shield slam, but now that the Captain is the one to live, we'll see if that maybe changes. But yeah, if the Harbor Scamp was the one that survived that onslaught, maybe hold back the shield slam. I think now, though, gotta send it.
Yeah, for sure. The Captain's just too big a threat. Gotta get it out of there. Ooh, neat pickup from Kodomora. May not see it played, though. There's a lot of appeal to just curve as efficiently as possible. Swinging first is correct here. It can buff one of your minions, and you're still going to have 2 turns to swing the, what's it called, the Jawbreaker from the Sword Eater. So not missing any of the any value here. All sequence from Kodomora.
Yep, absolutely, and that is quite a board to be looking at as well. Only a brawl there is the Outrider's Axe we were looking for earlier.
Yeah.
I guess we could point out the Rakara here. I think that is going to be the case, and we do clear off the Sword Eater and deal a little bit of damage the other way.
Yeah, that's the only play that Skirt has that responds to board at all, but Rakara notably missing the Shield Shatter or Cutting Class you generally want to pair with it. And so definitely a slow turn, and the armor is just going to get hacked away at. Presumably going to see a Cannoneer from Kodomora, and
I think
there's a lot of damage.
I think the debate here for Kodomora is if we Sword Eater this turn. Oh no, I guess we're 1 away. Never mind. I thought we were 2 away from the quest, so never mind. Definitely makes sense to Cannoneer in my opinion, but Kodomara is saying I'm going to hold back till I can.
Kodomora electing to play around Mutinous. It's heading into turn 7, so that's very reasonable. But also misses out on probably connecting another 5 damage or so. Or at least, or the 2 damage from the Sword Eater. But, yeah, I mean, never a terrible idea to play around Mutinous against a control deck.
Yeah, we do have the Cannoneer to play along with, or to complete the quest next turn, so I do like that line as well.
Yep, and Konomura will get some swings in. So yeah, we're reaching the late game. Makara is online. Cannoneer is providing a second must-kill threat, and the cannon shots are about to start raining down on Skirt's Control Warrior. The Kazakhstan is in hand where it wants to be, but there is not a chance that we can that he can actually get it done.
Yeah, certainly not anytime soon. And both of those going face as well.
Cannoneer knows the place.
So we could trade the 3-6 and the 2-1, the 3-6 into the 7-7, the 2-1 into the 3-3. We have the Ranker, then we can Ranker and Hero Power the Ricard. That will clear the board.
My gut would be to face tank the 7, so you can Hero Power the 7/7 and keep your minions on board. If you trade your minions off, the cannon shots are just going to go face, and so getting the clean trades is more efficient.
Sure.
It looks like Skirt agrees. Nice spot. This also pushes 7 damage on the enemy hero, and while we're not really in the business of pushing heavy face damage, we gotta get there at some point.
Yeah, and we do have the Bulwark here to feel a little bit safer there into some sort of Smite lethal.
And there's the Gorehowl along with the face shots.
Both shots going face.
Massively rewarded.
Not able to connect those still.
Yeah, Skirt getting heavily rewarded for playing around. Whatever, or for his play at least, regardless of what he was playing around, his play got rewarded. So this is the saddest Gorehowl swing of all time.
Yeah.
The Bloodstone Raider pickup.
Oh, the Raider is fantastic.
Yeah, we get a 9/3 instead of what's usually like a 4/5 attack minion. Surely you must jam the Raider here. Like there's no way you can hold this back. Yeah, it has to get in there. And so 7 damage to take a Bulwark charge off, not what you're looking for, but Skirt doesn't have a clean way to respond to this board, or Skirt doesn't even have a dirty way to respond to this board. It's just really rough. I guess he can brawl punch with the Bulwark if the 9/3 lives, and then ping it off, and that's about the best he can do. Otherwise, it's just a tough scene. These are the types of positions that Quest Warrior you can put Control Warrior in.
Yeah, I mean, alternatively, it's not that good either, but you could swing here, Ranker and Hero Power the 4/2. Gives you a little bit more heal.
It does mean it does allow him to wait another turn, but the hits keep coming for this Quest Warrior. Another
big weapon too.
And another big minion. So this is 12 damage and Skirt's down to 8. And don't really need to do anything more if you're Konomura. We're going to elect to play the Sword Eater, so the brawl in Skirt's hand looks pretty good now, but it also is not good enough. Honestly, the game might be doomed enough that we're just supposed to play the NXT Drake and hope that it wins the brawl, because
Yeah, I could see that. I was
it's
just
really
thinking that as well. It's the worst minion here. That's not going to be quite enough with the Drake. Does have the taunt though to prevent a little bit, and a nice nice weapon to hit, but unfortunately the smite off the top is just going to seal it, I believe. Yeah, that will be it. More
if
than
he wants
enough.
it. Can bump the 4/5 into the smite to allow literally everything to connect face.
Yeah.
Not
Can I interest you in a game 5? We are going to a game 5. Both players tied it up. We will have that Control Warrior versus whatever Shaman Kotamara has brought.
Yeah, and given the Libram Paladin and the Quest Warrior, there's a decent chance that this is going to be a Shaman deck that lines up pretty well into Control Warrior. Quest Warrior is not the same deck that it was maybe 4 months ago, last expansion, at the tail end of last expansion. After a little bit of power creep and a little bit of nerfing, its job is pretty clear cut, and it just wants to target Control Warrior. So might see a Bulmer Shaman would be my guess from Kodomura. But no, it looks like we just have a Burn Shaman. Okay.
Yep, looks to be that Burn Shaman, like you
strong
said.
Deck, but it is the deck that you're looking to farm with Control Warrior more than any other. So Skirt, things look great for Skirt here. Skirt's hand is very expensive, but it notably has just enough in the way of removal to not make you start sweating as the warrior. And Kodomura's hand is also quite slow.
Yeah, we did hit the bloom, but no caverns here to play it along with.
So yeah, Totem into Dungeoneer is better than Totem into Totem, but not by that much.
Does hit a nature spell. That's nice.
Yeah. Skirt could coin out an Onyxian Drake, but it didn't contest board quite well. So you probably want to protect your armor if you're Skirt. So it's a pretty reasonable play, but Hero Power also does a similar job. And that it stops 2 damage from hitting your face this turn.
Yeah. Does preserve the coin as well, but I like playing the minion.
Contesting board is generally a good way to go, especially before Snowfall
First
Guardian
landslide of the night coming in for somebody.
It sure is.
Not the matchup you need to be seeing it, though.
Lotus probably punching air right now, but yeah. Just gonna freeze the NXT Drake, it looks like. Really slow start from the Burn Shaman, but like preserving the burn to go face, generally a pretty good policy, so nothing wrong with the play or anything. Landslide doesn't get much value generally in this matchup, so especially if Skirt doubles up and plays a second NXT Drake, might be able to get significantly more value than you ever expect to get out of a landslide against a Control Warrior.
Yeah, that's probably the most minions you'll see, at least until Kazaku-san shenanigans, and at that point, you're probably not too happy
At that
anyway.
point, you're entirely focused on going face. Interesting. We're hovering the zapper. Flame Imp
Yeah.
goes hard, but um, he's not gonna. Kodomora is definitely not gonna love to see either of the Rancor or the Onyxian Drake come out right here.
Yeah, and it looks like Skirt's saying, I want more stuff on board. I'm going to save that Rancor and pressure things this way instead. We do have that landslide available now, but without the spell power, not going to do quite as
Yeah,
much
I
as
mean,
we
2
were
damage
talking
AoE
about.
is it's not bad, but it's really not the amount of value you want to get out of a Nava Zapper, especially in a matchup this poor.
No, we're
Nice
going
spot
for
from
the
Kodomora here.
freeze play. I like this. We have the Macaw in hand as well. Our line isn't very clear otherwise currently, so I
Yeah,
don't mind this play.
it's tough to get much value out of the Snowfall Guardian in this matchup, and um, this is a board where it doesn't hate its existence. So um, it follows up pretty cleanly into a Windchill and a second Macaw. This is a lot of power, and if you're trying to get Burn Shaman through a Control Warrior, this is a pretty good way to go about it. Getting 15 power on board, or 20 power on board. Looks like we're hovering the landslide though.
Yeah, maybe trying to play around a brawl, I guess, a little bit
Pretty
better.
respectable.
Gonna just try to get that
Spending
minion
both
pressure
bolts.
going. Both
Yep.
lightning bolts, yeah, going
Okay.
into those minions.
And shipping 12 damage north. Okay. We've got ourselves a Hearthstone game.
Yeah, Skirt finds the weapon here to try to find some more answers, but
He's
it
got
does
2
offer the
brawls and
brawl.
he chooses to spend one. It's usually not a card that gets too much value in this
Oh,
matchup.
okay.
And Skirt wins the brawl. Only 2 power left on board.
Yeah, what a big brawl to hit as well. And now, is it Wind Chill your own minion here? I think we need to find something.
We're starting with Novice Zapper. My gut would be to Totem first and freeze that. Instead, we're just we're on Tempo King lines. They just spent a big board clear and hope they don't have another. Unfortunately for Kodomora, Skirt does have Rikara and Shield Shatter, which is going to just completely halt any hope of minion pressure for, at least the next turn. And with the 2 damage ping and the 5 damage weapon, it's going to be tough to stick anything for the foreseeable future, short of a couple of 2/3 taunts.
Okay, Caverns,
But that's it.
not a
Wildflower
bad
Cavern,
pickup.
yeah, it's a strong card. It's a little bit late though. Surprising choice to Totem, but is rewarded for it by not rolling a 2 health Totem, which would have given Skirt 4 armor. So clutch pickup there. Still is responded to by Minefield, but it should be enough pressure to stop Skirt from playing the Kazakhstan that he's hovering. You generally don't even really want to play Kaz anyways in this matchup, but and yeah, this is the much more responsible line from Skirt. Gaining 6 armor, removing your opponent's minion pressure, just...
Oh yeah, I was just thinking, what does Kotamara need to try to get things going again? Multicaster is a good pickup
Kodomara
for
needs
sure.
a lot more cards, and a
Yeah,
lot more cards is what he's got.
this is also why I'm pretty upset we didn't play that Wind Chill earlier. Now we didn't play a Frost Spell. This is only going to draw 1 card. Oh no, it does draw 2. Oh, did we play? What did we play? We played a Nature Spell. I thought we didn't play anything else.
Um,
Did we play a Wind Chill? Is this the second Wind Chill? I don't think we. Did we?
Yeah, I think we did at some point. Yeah, we one-chilled on one of the NXT Drakes, I think.
Okay.
Kodomara once again electing to play a Totem. which
Yeah,
is
I'm not
just
sure about
feeding the warrior
these
some armor.
totem. Yeah, these totems. It's also bad into brawl.
Yeah. Should just. It's not a completely clean minefield plus Onyxian Warder clear. But at the very least, Skirt can freeze his face and clear up the board. There's a I think there was a chance that it left. No, actually, there wasn't a chance that it left. It wasn't enough health.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was a line where you can stop yourself from being frozen, though, if you do the.
Probably there was. Yeah, if
I
you
don't know.
punch the 3/4 that doesn't freeze first, then
First, and then
there's
they do
7
the
health on board,
minefield, and
and
then the
you can potentially high roll and have a 2/1 left on board as well. Not that you necessarily want a 2/1 on board, anyways. If there's another Snowfall Guardian, it just makes it bigger. But anyways, this is the portion of the game where the Control Warrior has enough armor to outlast any burst the Shaman can deal for more than one turn, and generally tends to have enough control tools. So it is more or less down to Brucon to generate enough additional burn. And Brucon, to his credit, showed up right on time.
Yeah, and this raid boss also, especially depending on some of these trades, it looks like we are going to remove most of them, but does play into the Snowfall Guardian a little bit here, that we do see.
Yeah, it's only a 6/6, so notably it doesn't give extra armor. But yeah, my gut would still be to just get the Brucon in play. So it looks like we're going to Snowfall Guardian. That is 13 power staring us down, and along with the weapon and the hero power, 20 damage if everything were to be ship face.
It looks like we're considering this Lightning Bloom Caverns as well. Get the freezes.
Yeah, and it lets you weave in an Overdraft for 3 damage, and 3 damage isn't nothing. Overdraft can usually get some more value later on, but when it's like amplified by spell power and such. But Wildpaw Caverns is tempo now, so tempo good. It's an uphill battle for sure, but Skirt's running low on board clears, so it's not out of it yet. The Skirt can remove this board if he wants to. There's a guaranteed full clear with the Brawl Bladestorm, or he could get the weapon involved if he wants to face tank damage, but brawling your own Anexia is not really what you're trying to do in the matchup. You could also ping your own 2/1, then punch a 3/4 in Bladestorm. But like, there's nothing that's incredibly clean.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be the punch and the Bladestorm that you were alluding to just now. Clear off the most here.
Yeah, this fully clears the board and lets you play the Bulwark, so no complaints. But it does unfortunately put your big scary dragon on 2 health and able to be cleaned up by Brookie. So
yeah, and then you just deal 6 face here, or what do you? I guess there's a thing in the way, so maybe you play 2/3.
You probably take the board, but yeah, forcing your shaman opponent to try to stick a board again. Oh, we're not trying to stick a board again.
Yeah, I guess we're just procking that one proc there instead.
Sure.
So is this going to be Macaw Brucon here?
You'd have to expect it. There just aren't any especially valuable battle cries left on the deck, so if we're going to get Macaw value, then this is pretty much the last time for it.
Yeah, we are running quite low on cards here for Kotamara, pushing that last bit of damage here, but it's going to take a little bit, and this Grand Slam's going to heal up even more. We can also play that Kazaku-san, which we are hovering.
Yep,
Get things started.
Start decides that he's had enough of playing warrior cards and he wants to play some duels instead. The Boombots are a safe pick because the Snowfall Guardians are already played. Generally, the Kelvar pieces are pretty good picks early on, but just securing guaranteed value. He's got some heal with
We are at 10 cards, so no Kelvar.
Card draw with the Looming Presence and the Outriders Axe and the Heavy Blade in hand. And the Anoya board is just it's the only other purpose for Landslide in this matchup for the Shaman. So pretty
All right,
good.
what do we get off of the... Oh, we went
get
for
a
the Sleep Breaker.
This is not what we wanted.
Yeah, this was not
Presumably
the...
we wanted a Brucon Battle Cry.
Yeah.
And
Now we're kind of just running out of stuff.
Shot deck for Scourge here. You can go Boombots Brawl and almost surely clear up everything on board, leaving your Bulwark intact to fight for another day.
What are the last 3 cards? Is it double studies? And like overdraft or something? We haven't seen a studies.
Yeah, double studies and overdraft.
Wow.
Assuming it's a relatively standard Shaman list. Who knows, it could be Kazakhstan of his own, but yeah, more than likely it's double studies, overdraft, and Burn Shaman.
And what a brawl does go in Skirt's favor, although there was a pretty good chance. Dealing quite a lot of damage
really
there.
Big
Studies.
And
Phoenix is maybe the only way, but we just don't have enough damage. We just don't.
Yeah, we've got 2 Frostbites that can take out the Bulwark charges, and then we've got We've got exactly 1 overdraft left to deal the 28 damage, and it just doesn't add up.
The map is not checking out for me.
We're gonna need to start rolling some shots one way or another here. Either minions, either wolves off of the hero power, or yeah, these are not the elementals. They're not that generate a spell, which is what you have to think Kotamura wanted. And yeah, Shaman is just gassed out at this point.
Yeah, this is looking like the end here, and what a sad, slow, painful end here for Kotamara. Going all the way here to Game 5, but the Shaman just not able to close things out. Bulwark standing in the way, no way to get through it, no way to get enough damage. We are at 28, not much to do, and now this taunt is going to prevent anything else from hitting this Bulwark anytime soon. More armor coming in as well. I think this is all but done here, and we have our team moving on to the semifinals. It is going to be Just Win with a very narrow victory here over Chaos Theory. What a series. And yeah, that's it. Well done for their team. All those series almost going to Game 5. The only one going 1 game short is that Justin versus Lawful Dog game in the 1 seed. What a
as opposed
crazy
to Justin
series.
Versus any of the other seeds on the other 4 slots.
What's that?
Oh, it's the Justin in the 1 seed as opposed to the Justin.
Oh, well, the Justin the 1 seed versus all the other Justins on the team. Yeah. And Kotamaro just taking some damage. Playing the cards out.
playing it out to the bitter end. But yeah, this one we can see both sides, and it is over. I don't think there's a combination of treasures that Kodomora can beat here.
I don't think even the treasures matter. There's just not enough damage here.
I mean, there's probably a world where you roll taunts enough times, but yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, and we are going to just play everything out here. And we can say...
The two teams leave, and there's you might as well play it out, but yeah.
All right, going for the frostbite here. Just to get the clear.
Maximizing the bulwark value. Or maximizing the hero power value, getting the hit on the 2-3, but yeah.
Yeah, and those are not... we do hit the first set of 2-3s that we need to get this still going. Our Zach's going to be able to clear off our spell power. Not that we really have much damage left.
And Skirt is shipping it to base. And heading north, as they say.
And that's going to be it.
The writing has been on the wall for a while now. And Kodomora accepts defeat.
All right, well, we have bled in a little bit into this next match timing. Do we have time for an interview, Saku, or are we jumping right into this next match we were teasing earlier? That was a really good series there. Before we do anything else, I just want to acknowledge really, really well done by both players, and what a close series it was. Just Win, though, sneaking in to that victory spot, moving on to the semifinals here in the Legacy Series.
Hello.
Hey, Skirt, how are you? Congrats, man. Just got a couple
Thank
minutes to acknowledge your great win tonight over Kodomora. So,
Of course, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, you did exactly what you needed to do here, and you just won. It was
Of
down
course.
to the 5 seed here. It was all to play for. All the pressure was on you. How did it feel coming into the match? And how did you feel? You know, were you expecting those lineups from Kotomara? You brought it all the way to Game 5. Tell me a little bit about how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, oh man. So earlier today I was like, okay, just me or Justin has to win, and then we win. And then Justin lost, and I was like, oh no. It was like I'm the last one to play. So I was feeling it a little bit earlier today. I was just like, oh no, no, no. But I prepped a lot with the boys. We got it pretty set up. I was really a little bit worried about Quest Warrior. Justin was telling me he's definitely bringing Quest Warrior, and I was like, I mean, yeah, maybe, but I'm just gonna ignore that for some reason. So that was a little scary, but actually ended up fine. I think I beat Quest Warrior twice. Surprisingly, it was actually completely fine. So it worked out, but man, Kodomora played great. This was a scary series. There were very few points during these 5 games where I felt like I was having fun, because there was a lot of pressure. But it turned out okay.
Yeah, it was a grinder for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely had to use all of your mental there.
High pressure. I mean, it was a set 5 of the series. Like, the spectators got their money's worth. We're not paying for it, but like,
yeah.
Even if we were charging admission,
Yeah, but hit that subscribe button down below. You know, help us out over here. Not that I see any of it. It goes straight to everyone here to support this stream. Not like in our pockets, but like straight to the stream and the THL and all that.
That's right. Yeah. The league. We can say league.
The league.
Still.
The league. We can say that now. What a world we live in. But yeah, so really, really great series. You went more the control-y route there, able to win out. You did see that dreaded Quest Warrior got a win into that as well, but it did sneak in that win in that second matchup. I guess, and any thoughts here for your team? Any teams you're afraid of seeing in the next round? Anyone that you want to see again? Maybe you played in the regular season. How you feeling knowing that now your guys are moving on? Uh, what are you hoping?
Yeah. Um, I don't even not gonna lie. Who's still in? Who are the teams that are still in? I honestly haven't been paying attention this week. Um,
Yeah. Let's do a
who's
rundown. Why not? While we're here,
yeah,
let's take
yeah.
a quick look here at the conferences. Well, my team, F2L White, still in the running here. We're against Defias. It's going to come down to those last two matches happening tonight. So you could play against F2L White or Defias potentially. Uh,
Mhm.
Otherwise, it looks like Hot Zilfs have lost to All Points Matter, so All Points Matter is another team you could be playing. I don't know how the seeds work, so I don't know who you would actually have a chance playing against, but these are the teams moving on. All Points Matter, the Cooler also moving on in their matchup. So I believe those are the teams. The Cooler, All Points Matter, and one of F2L White and Defias are the three potential other semifinalists here.
All
Uh,
right.
anyone
Um,
anyone you
hmm.
want to face? Anyone you don't?
I mean, I think you guys on F2O White that'd be a fun match for me at least because me and Totinos are both having good seasons. I think I played him earlier this season, unless that was Hero. I'm pretty sure I played him, but we're both having pretty good seasons. He's 6-3, so that should be a pretty fun matchup. And watching Justin go up against Rebob. Rebob's 9-1. Wow.
Yeah, Rebob's having a season.
Yeah. That actually looks like a pretty good matchup. Infinite's 4-6.
I'm
Let's
trash
see.
this season. Skip
Hopefully
over.
you guys should be good. I think like everyone across the board with like us and like F12 White actually looks like a pretty like good matchup. Everyone has pretty similar records, at least like roughly. So that'd be a fun match for sure. And you guys are looking good so far. You guys are up 10-6. So if you guys can pull it out, I'd love to play you guys.
Yeah, well, here's hoping we get that chance here. Just one of either me or Totinos has to win tonight.
Yeah, bring it home for the team.
Yeah,
You
hoping
got
to do
this.
it. Hoping to do it.
All right. Congrats, Skirt.
Of course, thank you. Thank you. It was a tough one, but we made it. Shout out Justin, and Justin. I
Yeah.
just want to say you guys had a good week, so I'm glad we can move on.
There you go.
Yeah, congrats, Justin. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy your night, Skirt.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys. Good
Yeah.
night.
Take care. All right. So now we have another match that hinges on what could be another match 5, but got to get through McBannerface.
Got to get through. Don't make it sound like we're
Yeah,
really.
no,
Yeah, no, we gotta get
forcing
through some
ourselves
of
to
the
deal with
No,
it.
we
TM
got to get through all of
last
these.
over camp. Well,
Woe is us. Woe
Uh,
is us. So, want to thank all 46 viewers that we have online right now. So, thanks for joining THL, and we're on to our possibly final match with the Pro Series. So, you guys can get right at it. The players are pretty much ready.
yeah, we
So,
said that last time.
Yeah, it looks like we have the bands in as well. If you weren't here with us earlier, it is going to be McBanterface 7-2 on the season for Team Brushy Tuna, and no pros here. Agent PWE, those two Titans facing off. Agent PWE also 7-2 on the season. This could determine the series. Currently, it is anybody's to play for, but if McBanter takes the win, that will be the series for them. So a win for McBanter is in to the next round of the playoffs. A loss does not mean that Brushy is out. They still have one final match that maybe we'll see later tonight. That'll be a little bit of a teaser. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But first, we have this match here, and with those bands in, it looks like it's going to be the Hunter Paladin Priest for McBanterface, the Druid banned out, and for Agent PWE, the Druid, the Demon Hunter, and the Hunter remaining with that Shaman banned out. So, what are the actual decks? Let me pull them up. For McBanterface with that Druid gone, we're looking at Aggro Priest, Aggro Hunter, Face Hunter, and it looks like Buff Paladin. So that's a fun lineup there. Very aggressive. And on the other side for Agent PWE, we have Quest Fell DH. The looks like just
Druid.
Kaz. Yeah, it looks like the ramp version instead of the Glowfly version. And remaining, what is that? What did I say was the last one there for Agent PWE?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Hunter. So the Hunter still remaining there is going to be the Quest Hunter. So
yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Very different lineups going on here. I'm excited to see how these play out. McBanterface with a very aggressive one, Agent PWE with a little bit more of that anti-aggro, and then also that Druid there. We'll see.
A similar series to the one we saw earlier tonight, except the players are on opposite teams, but Banter has the same decks that your mom kid brought, and Pewee has a control-y lineup, though not as defensive as Lotus is. Still should have a bit of a favorable matchup into Banter.
Yeah, and it looks like we are in here. McBanterface starting off with that Hunter has quite a nice hand here to get things going. Agent PWE on the other side with the Druid. Less nice of a hand, but still some good early tools potentially here. Gonna toss some of those away. Does find that's a nicer option there in that Lunar Eclipse.
Yeah, so the Face Hunter probably not what Pee-wee wanted to queue this Druid into, but he's going first and he's got the Lunar Eclipse to answer the Trog, which is about all you can ask for from the Druid's perspective. There aren't very many early board management tools, but he found the one that he has.
Yeah.
This Ironbark is potentially a decent pickup, but the Best in Shell can allow you to just kind of lock out the Hunter. But Pee-wee chooses his own path and selects the partner assignment, and he's going to get some beasts to play.
Yeah, wants the early board potential, I think, with those minions to try to fight for that early board. Right now, they're going to be the Initiate Coin Trog here, two pretty powerful minions. We will see that Lunar Eclipse be able to answer the Trog here at least, but that does leave up that 3-2 to start pushing the damage.
Yeah, Pee-wee top decks. The only card in his deck that actually could have answered the Initiate here, if he Lunar Eclipses the Trog and pouches into Pounce, instead electing to just contest board with a Panther. Just throws puts the ball back into Banter's court. If he wants to protect his Trog, he has to trade the Initiate or buff the Trog. Both seem like plausible options, but instead choosing to trade the Trog off and push 3 damage.
Yeah, able to get quite a lot of damage connecting there. We do see the Lunar that can answer this Trog pretty nicely still, and we have the Wild Growth to follow up, get things started on the ramp. I'm just enjoying looking at these cams. McBanter with barely any reaction to anything, and Agent PWE looks
Animated.
looks rather animated here, rubbing his hands together. We're waiting for it. Can't wait for this. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Not exactly, but we do have the Fell Rattler that kind of almost lines up here. Does have to tank the damage, but that is pretty nice. Random beast pickup.
Swipe and Druid, pretty good card. Not sure if class has seen that one before, but it lines up well into an aggressive board, and Banter whiffs on Chargers. So Uh, given the lunar eclipse played last turn, very likely that most, if not all, of this board will connect. But um,
Huh. Interesting options here. Going to
the Nord
go.
Drizzle
Yeah, what
Druid,
were we looking for there? Were we just looking for more ramp, or?
we were definitely looking for Wing Commander Mulverick. That would have been the dream hit. Just
Sure.
would have
Yeah.
full cleared the board. Instead, hits a 3/5, which allows him to play Guess the Weight. Really not as strong of a play as he was looking for, but um, definitely not a whiff. Um, on the other side, though, he is going down to 4 health here.
Yeah, that's quite a
Being
lot of
for that shot
damage.
die on curve. Um,
We
he's
do
got
have
some
some of
armor
the
gain in
ramp.
hand with
We
Guff,
have the
but
guff, yeah.
oh, sorry, I said 4 and I meant 2 health. Huey gonna have to find. Let me check out his list. He doesn't play. He does play Cenarian Wards. So
Oh,
we're definitely
Lunar
gonna be
Eclipse
looking for
is
that
a
next
pretty
time.
good pickup. Looks like we're going to innervate Eclipse into the guidance here.
Playing Overgrowth.
Oh, Overgrowth. Okay, are we not? Oh, yeah, I guess we're alive here with the trade, and I mean, we'll see what the top deck is, certainly, but currently alive.
Windling's Rifle does not kill Pee-wee.
Ooh,
Have to
Ice
guess that it will
Trap.
be the Ice Trap. Solar Cenarian's going to be on your mind if banter, and while that doesn't, Pee-wee doesn't have that in hand right now. Lined up very well into the cards that he had in hand last turn. However, the Bloom in hand will let him play the Moonlit Guidance if he goes for it.
Yeah, could
The
go
Bloom
for
gets
the guidance with. I guess we're looking for Cenarian here, right? With the guidance.
that's got to be the dream.
Oh, I guess we have one more shot.
We go again.
This must be the way.
We
Oh,
dig. We dig again. Does Pee-wee play any armor generation? He does not, aside from the
aside
Cenarian
from
Ward.
the
So
wards, yeah.
This
So
must be the way.
there it is,
yeah,
finally.
there's the ward.
But a little too late here. Not enough mana.
Choosing to not take the ward. He still had an out to play it there if he hit a Bloom off of the Moonlit Guidance. He had a 1 of out to get a Cenarian Ward down this turn. But yeah, it's too little too late.
Yeah, not quite gonna do it here, and Pee Wee takes the first loss here into banter. The face hunter going face, getting there, and it's gonna be more aggro coming right up here for
Yeah,
McBanter
that's a
face.
big pickup for banter. The Druid does not fit Pee-wee's line or strategy of generally being pretty anti-aggro. Maybe at a different line that he was going for with the lineup, but the Fel DH, the Burn Shaman, and the Quest Hunter probably were looking to prey on Face Hunter. So Brushy Tuna fans definitely love to see that one getting through.
And now lined up for McBanter face is that Paladin. Druid going to be played once again here for Agent PWE. Not the
There's
early aggression you're looking for here for McBanter phase. I expect to see this all going back, and it does.
there's a lot of good cards in that hand, and none of them say early minion curve, so we're throwing them back.
This is more like it. And on the other side, we
It's
have
Pee-wee
anti-aggro tool.
does
We
have
do
some
have.
lunar eclipses in hand.
The light dim, but we fight.
Solid lines here from Banter. Probably just gonna look to coin the Bannerman and get a Neophyte down headed into an Overgrowth turn.
Yeah, seems like a good
On
line
Pee-wee's
here.
side, he's just digging for his ramp.
Yep, and here comes that coin. Bannerman gets
The
to
Alliance
connect
Banterman.
the Banterman.
Um, the one card hand buff package.
Hits some good minions as well. Does hit the smite for later.
Sure does. Pee-wee's hand really kind of missing the ramp. Cold Tooth Mine, not a bad card, but not really what he's looking for here. Alignment completely worthless in the matchup. I think he'll probably end up settling on the Moontouch Amulet, but he doesn't have anything amazing to corrupt it in hand. So,
Yeah, going for
he
the
really likes
cold
to
tooth
do.
head. I guess we're going. Are we going low? Are we trying to get the innervate or the lightning bloom here?
Yeah, Pee-wee's
Yep.
just going to try to slam Kaz as quickly as possible.
On the other side here
The
comes that
Neophyte.
neophyte turn.
Yep. And Banter just trying to block out an overgrowth. Pee-wee doesn't have it, but it still makes his turn really awkward. Banter's got 5 damage on the board, 7 with the hand of it all. He's got a taunt. He's got 3 divine shields. This is where a buff paladin wants to be. Pee-wee needs to top deck a scales pretty quickly. The Moonlit Guidance can find Scale of Anexia, and that would fully clear the board.
Yeah, I think
And
that's what
depending
we
on
gotta look for here.
he's got enough innervates and blooms to get the scale played here, but it commits basically, if not your entire hand, to the plan. So yeah, it's quite committal.
Yeah, I guess alternatively could just try to drop the Kazakhstan this turn and say, I just need to get a good treasure here next turn to come back.
This is
And
optimistic.
it is certainly optimistic, but it looks like the direction we are going.
The wand is the perfect hit here.
Yeah.
Ancient Reflections is really clutch as well because
You can copy one of the taunt
it
divine
can get
shield.
divine shield taunts. Like with this Righteous Protector on the board, it's just it's basically like a budget in Oilhorn. Instead, he just chose to take Destroy a Minion, which super reasonable. It can be played off of Moonlit Guidance. This is what being a GM is all about. Though. Top deck the Blessing of Authority on 5 when you got your choice of Divine Shields. Have to imagine that we're just going to see the Righteous Protector get the buff and take a VT into the 8/8, and we put Pee-wee to 12.
Yeah, it seems like a really good line here.
The Smart's got 7 attack, and short of ripping a wand off the top of the deck, it's going to be really tough for Pee-wee to respond to this. Okay, instead we're going to buff McGurgle.
Yeah, interesting.
Surprised to see this.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to ask about that if McManter does take this series, because there were quite a few options there. I definitely see this line. Maybe you want to, they have minion removal. Maybe you want to keep your taunt alive if they're going to remove a minion here with something like Chris. Yeah.
But it would have connected more damage.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pee-wee electing to.
Oh, that's just it sets up lethal anyway. So there you go. That's why. And that is going to be Banter taking game 2. The buff Paladin finding exact lethal there with that smite buffed up. So that's why McBanter's a GM and we're not. Was not even thinking about.
We had a play around the potential smite lethal there, but the Solar Lunar into the 6/3 Neophyte and destroy the McGurgle would have kept him alive to exactly 7 damage of charge, but Huey just opting to not play around the breakpoint. Banter pitching the peasant because the demon hunter just wants to hero power away anyways, so it can get a little bit of value later in the game, but it's generally not an exceptional card in the matchup. And instead he finds the Neophyte and the Leper, which are they're sturdier minions. They don't die to a hero power, but they notably don't come down on turn 1.
Yeah, critically don't come down on turn 1, and that is the first sort of awkward draw here for McBanterface in the series. But still pretty decent tools here to keep things going. Could start off with this Leper and follow up with that Neophyte Peasant maybe next turn. I don't know. The Peasant's not going to do too much most turns.
And this is one of them that it's not going to do too much. It's probably just going to get hero powered down. It presumably has to be one of the 3/2s. The Neophyte's going to be good on basically any turn that you want to play it, as long as the Demon Hunter still has the coin. While the Leper, it does reveal that you have a Shadow spell in hand, but that is not the biggest concern. You're fine with the Demon Hunter having that info. We're just going to rip the Spectral Sight, probably hoping to hit a tradable and get a quest tick done.
Yeah,
And he hits it.
Yeah, there it is. The Need for Greed does get hit. Can trade that away to get that first part of the quest completed. It looks like we are hovering around that coin as well. What will we be looking for there to play along with this coin? Oh, do we not have mana for the trade? Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, it's turn 2. But,
yeah. For some reason, I thought we had 3 mana. There you go. That's the reason.
Yeah. Hitting the discount on the Fellscreen Blast to go along with that Talented Arcanist is probably going to be Pewie's goal. So now Neophyte doesn't block Talented Fellscreen. And these are low-key the types of plays that Shadow Priest concedes to. The DH is going to have a 1/3 on board and just healed right back up to 30. And the Priest has made no progress through the early turns. And, I mean, they've spent 3 cards and it's been canceled out by 2 of the DH's cards, so the DH even has card advantage. They've got a quest tick. This is the DH dream in the matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. That is going to be tough to come back from there. Is another Leper available to try to push a little bit of damage. Can also raise dead to look for maybe another Leper or something else here.
We ship this north, but it's weird to say that it's too little too late on turn 4, but the Priest doesn't come back from these. You need to get momentum rolling. No fault of Banter, just Pee-wee had the answer for his board. And the answer for the
we're getting
as well.
word from the chat that Ron hasn't even turned on his PC. So confident in the victory here that there will not be a match 5. And right now it is looking pretty good. Nick Banterface up 2-0. But like you said, this is this match specifically, or this game specifically, could still go either way. We are applying a little bit of pressure here, but again, just...
The issue is that it is only a little bit of pressure.
Yeah. And just a little late.
It's turn 5, and the Demon Hunter hasn't conceded yet, so this is now where Brushy Tuna fans want to be. Once again, Pee-wee can just clear all the minions on board. There's little that Banner can do about it. The Priest doesn't really try to make sticky boards or anything. It's just hope they don't have it and get as many stats on board as you can, and stick a Void Touch Attendant next to it. And we've failed on 2 of those points. We haven't made a board. We haven't found a Void Touch Attendant. So Peewee
Yeah,
opting
now
to
we going
let
for a
Banter
bigger
have
board.
board.
Yeah.
Surprising choice. Might give Banter a little bit of a path back in, but realistically, it's still not going to be enough.
Yeah, gonna use this leper to start just to try to get that last bit of damage available before playing the Void Shard and making that that play here. Does start to push more damage, but again, like you said, it's just a little bit
Yeah,
too late. Oh,
the
and
Fell
that,
Scream Blast or the MO.
yeah,
Peewee's got his choice if he wants to full clear this board. Preserving the Fell Scream to go with a Talented Arcanist, much
yeah,
like the
and
one that
there
he just
is that
did,
Arcanist that
um,
we would like
is
to
kind of
play it with.
tempting.
Yeah.
But this might be the last time all game that Banter has 3 minions on board with both the raised heads done. So I'm not sure how I feel about this. I probably would have preferred just taking the 3 heal while we can.
Yeah, we'll
It's
see if that
probably not
3
going to
health
matter as well.
does matter. Yeah, it is. It is starting to look like it could, but not quite there. There's not really damage from hand. We've used both of those Void Shards for McBanterface, so it's really just that smite that we can have come down for some more, damage from hand.
Yep. If Peewee opts to glide here, though, it could be tough. You're going negative on just raw cards in hand. Presumably you can dump the Furies, but you probably don't want to dump the Talented Fell Scream. Probably want to keep as much mana as you could to try to hit a Warblades.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're doing here with that glide, trying to hit the Warblades, heal up a little bit more. Let's see if we do find it. We don't manage to get it here, but we do get the quest completed. Could we got the Fury back as well. Could look for
Good Tempo Viper, but that kind of plays into Magic Hexen, instead we're just gonna punch face for 4.
all right.
Twilight
Twilight
Deceptor only has 1 shadow spell left in the deck to draw. And it'll be the Thrive in the Shadows, which, as mentioned, doesn't have any other spells to draw.
Not yet. We can draw the Mancrick next turn into
sure can
the
draw
Thrive. That's a play. That could happen right now.
Top deck Jace here, really clutch for Peewee. If he wants it to be. There's been 1 Immolation Aura, a Fell Scream, and a Fell Barrage, so it is guaranteed to full clear if he wants it. Instead, he opts to hold it and look for presumably card draw to go with the quest reward. But we're getting into rather dicey territory.
Yeah, getting quite low. We do find the Warblades, though.
That's a big pickup.
Gonna have to survive one more turn.
Here.
Oh, wait, with the Chaos Strike,
Chaos
that is really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Peewee is still dead to smite though. So Banter had the 1 in 18 for lethal there.
And that will probably be it here. That is going to be a Fury, and then you can Jace to get double Jace, Fury again. That will probably be all she wrote here. Well, yeah, you
pick
Fury,
your favorite way
and
to
then
win the
you
game.
get Chaos Strike. Yeah,
they all win.
It's all gravy from here.
It gets there.
It gets there, and we have a series here.
Is that a beef gravy or a chicken gravy, dude?
Okay, we're going for the Kurtrus instead. Also viable here. Either way, the win is there for Peewee, and that is the first win with that Demon Hunter here. And that means Druid and Hunter remaining for Agent PWE into this Priest. Any predictions on the matchup here? What would you like to see into the Priest if you were Agent PWE? What do you prefer, that Druid once again, or are we going to see that Hunter?
Looks like we are gonna go with the Hunter. We're dragging it out. So yeah, this is a favorable matchup for the Hunter. Sticking in early Trog is a good strategy for the Priest, but it is certainly an uphill battle. Huey not opting to hard dig for a Trog killer, but doesn't get punished, and can safely play the quest on one.
Yeah, he's going to take a little bit of extra damage here, but can deal with it in a short order here soon. Can just play this quest, like you said, and has the quick shot to finish things off.
To
But
play
instead,
the Gunpowder Bunker.
yeah, I like that too. Start getting those secrets, those really cheap secrets going. Ice Trap, not really the one you want to be seeing yet. There is that Trog, though.
That's a tough turn for Banter. Like, you generally want to get the Trog on board as early as possible, but getting the Neophyte in play while the quest was passed up on, that's too much to miss.
Yeah, and with the Void Touch Attendant on board, making it really tricky to clear. We had the quick shot available now, no longer on that turn. That's going to connect for even more damage.
Once again, another hard turn from Banter. Do we want a tour guide while the Void Touch is on board, or do we want to play a Trog to try to disrupt Pee-wee's game plan? Pee-wee's had a chance to draw 2 secrets already, so there's a pretty decent chance of an explosive trap, but if Pee-wee were to miss and hit the Ice Trap and Freezing Trap, it would just be really strong to have play the Drug here. But Banter taking the safe line because he's already managed to connect 11 damage by turn 3.
Yeah, and this is going to be that explosive setup, so no real way to play around it, as we saw.
Pee-wee playing with his hand open here. It's very clearly an explosive trap, and Banter knows it, so he has no reason to play into it and make his board leave. Like, he's got a Void Touch Attendant that's helping him push an extra damage, and if the board dies, it's not pushing damage anyways. So you can just leave the Void Touch Attendant here and make Pee-wee clear it.
Yeah. Especially when we don't really have the best follow-up plays anyway. If we had the follow-up, it would make sense. But right now, playing an extra Trog or a tour guide isn't that exciting, even if you could, attack into this explosive and play them.
Playing the tour guide is actually moderately exciting.
Yeah.
No, never mind. We can still play Void Shard tour guide next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of down to hard pass.
Playing it, because then you can Trog and Void Shard next turn if they get the clear, I suppose.
And proc the explosive, sure.
Yeah.
I think I like that line. But Banter doesn't. And some have said that he's better at this game than I am. So we're going to trust his line. Pee-wee notably can get his 0-mana hero power online this turn with Overwhelm, Arcane Shot, Quick Shot, and can full clear the board, which would actually be a pretty significant problem for Banter, because it essentially locks him out of ever proccing this explosive trap, at least for another turn.
Yeah.
It would give Pee-wee a 0-mana hero power to probably allow him to safely play Codobane. It would also clear up a bunch of hand space for this Ferocious Hell. Generally gives him a bunch of good development for his game plan.
Yeah, it looks like Agent saying, I'm going to use this damage that you've boosted as well. And I'm still able to connect, and I can get a little bit more damage. I'm not too scared of your board. I have this explosive up. It can't do anything to me, so I'm just going to push this damage, get extra damage myself, and now you're in trouble for leaving this up.
Yeah, the ice trap also putting in quite a bit of work here for Pee-wee, blocking out the Void Shard.
Yeah,
A
the
10
extra
health
damage,
swing
yeah.
would have been great for Banter here, but he's just going to miss it. Really risky play from Pee-wee to potentially get owned by Wriggling Horde, but he decided that it was racing time, and the race has officially begun.
Yeah, it certainly has. We have quite a lot of damage on Banter's turn, but a lot of mana needed to play all of it. We can Void Shard Hero Power into Void Shard Hero Power. I think that's what we are looking to do. That's still only
That's
12
partially,
damage,
yeah,
though.
that's 12 damage, and we need 13. So Banter, being the Grandmaster and math doer that he is, will presumably pick a different game plan here. He's realized that he has to fight for board now. So
Yeah, Mankrik maybe could find something, could go for a Mankrik turn. No, instead vying to get that Void Shard in.
yeah,
Force.
Mankrik offers an alternative line, and the Neophyte kind of stunts any plans of Pee-wee's to. Okay, I get it. It means that Pee-wee can't play Tavish this turn, which is still very impactful. It challenges Pee-wee to have a good turn this turn and also still kill Banter over 2 turns because given 3 turns, Banter can ping 3 times and Void Shard. So yeah, Banter's got his lethal by turn 9, I guess. Which in retrospect, I would say that was pretty slow. So still, the math still probably works out for Pee-wee, but
Yeah, I suppose a couple of top decks could turn that around. A second Void Touch Attendant could accelerate that clock for Banter as well.
the Void Touch Attendant could also accelerate the clock.
Yeah, it has to be played at the right time with the right mana. So that's the tricky part there. But right now, that Tavish is going to be in the hand to be able to play next turn. And choosing to push that Arcane Shot damage this turn, not getting that reset on the hero power.
That is a massive top deck for Banter. Getting the extra ping this turn will it just
I think it's
speeds
just
up his
not,
lethal by a full turn. He can put Pee-wee to 5 and have ping Void Shard next turn for game. Pee-wee needs to find another ice trap or kill Banter this turn, which
is very
Questioner is
possible.
definitely capable of doing. Yeah.
Yeah, we have,
But,
we have 4 damage. It's 7 damage already just from 1 hero power. You play the Tavish, you have another 2 mana to play with. You've got 1 more spell, so that's only... You
a
have to find
Dragonbane
another...
shot, I suppose.
Well, Dragonbane Shot does another 2, so, and then another
Yeah, so
hero
that is
power is
lethal.
4. Yeah, so that'll just do it with the Dragonbane Shot.
So, given that, is Banter supposed to avoid Shard this turn and hope to top deck a Raised Dad or the Guard in the Shadows?
Yeah,
He could
that
also
might
just
have to be
say
the
that Pee-wee
line.
doesn't have it, but given the Codebane draw,
Yeah, so are you saying, is it... Oh man, that's kind of awkward. Yeah, so it is going to
Banter
be
sees the line.
hero
He's
power.
shipping the Lifesteal face.
And then you just have to find another shadow spell. Or I guess you can find a shadow spell or attendant
Or Smite.
or smite. Yeah, so you've got one. How many shadow spells do we have left? We
We've
haven't played.
got 2 Raised Dads and a Thrive.
Yeah, so there's 3.
And then we've got the other Deceptor, if there's another Deceptor. Yeah, there's a second Deceptor, so
Yes.
that's 4 outs.
4 outs, and then of course the attendant as well. Was that included in the 4? There's a double.
Nope.
No, it's
So
not.
yeah,
That's 5. So 5 outs
5.
here. Those are none of them though, unfortunately, and that is going to be the game. McBanter taking the loss once again on the Priest, and we are going to our favorite thing, a game 5, Priest versus Druid for all of the marbles here. A win for Banter seals it. A win for PWE means we move on to that final match later on tonight, Ron versus Kume. Let's see first with this series who takes it.
So, good one for NPH, but this is the heavy favorable for Brushy Tuna. Aggro Druid or Aggro Priest. It was built for this type of matchup. Druid does not have uh, phenomenal board management tools for the early game, and Aggro Priest just looks to shove as many stats as it can, or
not keeping
more
the
as many
freshman.
bodies. Yeah, the Frizzled Freshman only hits face for 1, and
Fair enough.
so it is a generally weak keep.
There is a smite. Okay.
Smite, you're 1 turn too late.
Yeah, Ray's dead too would have been nice.
Yeah. Banter not trusting his deck to give him play, just cashing out the damage all he can. It's not like it pushes more damage next turn unless there's an intended draw. And Pee-wee sees that Banter forgot to play Trog on 1, and so he's playing all of his spells this turn and getting his mana crystals.
Pretty good play there
And
for the Druid. And there is that tour guide.
Yeah, that's a second tour guide right there. Banter has a 3-drop in hand, so no reason to spend this. But
Yeah.
the priest really wants to be spending, wants to have more power in play than a pair of tour guides by turn 2. And so yeah, Pee-wee's got the mana crystals.
Ooh, okay. Wriggling Horror is nice. Haven't seen that quite yet with a big board. Although I think we will still see that Mancrick here.
Yeah, it's got to be Mancrick Hero Power.
Then next turn we have that Horror Hero Power if we want to go that direction. We'll see if any of this is dealt with.
Banter is pushing some face damage. It is probably not as much as he'd like to. Pee-wee's got a really fun line if he wants it here. He can Solar a Pouch to try to hit Double Bloom.
Yeah,
which
it looks
will,
like that is the direction we are going.
Solar Scenario next turn if he hits it.
There
Each
is
Bloom's
an
a 36% to hit.
and another Innervate. So can still get the Bloom out next turn, but no way to Solar it.
Bloom top deck would still get there, but yeah, cards in hand absolutely can't get there. And Banter continues to have an extremely slow game, but he's got Smite to eventually, in the distant future, hopefully, maybe get over the line. And pushing 8 damage, nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, slowly but surely, but now we see that this Cenarian Ward can come down. We can also play Nature Studies along with it if we want, after we've double innervated.
Okay, I wasn't sure that Pee-wee would want to go for the single Cenarian Ward, but safe line, just getting getting a body on the board to contest and gaining some armor.
Oh, bruh!
That is a GM diff right there.
Sure is.
Right into the Twilight Deceptor.
Yeah,
that is
the Void Touched. What do we get here? We get the Void Shard. We get Thrive.
We got a Thrive. We can we are capable of making another wife if we want to. Probably just gonna shove everything face though.
Yeah, we can
C8
wait on
damage,
that
push 8 damage.
making of another wife if we want later. Can always.
Wives are known to go through taunts, so and
Ironbark,
yeah, complete brick from Pee Wee.
I guess, is the only
so-
option here to try to stabilize.
Yeah, it's surely going to be a lunar solar Ironbark. Nothing else makes sense.
I guess you could solar
Blaster
lunar if
Post.
you want to clear 2 minions, and then Ironbark if you don't think the 3 health is as valuable as clearing minions. You could do that. But
I mean, we can still clear a minion with the lunar, but
yeah, I just meant if we wanted to
yeah.
clear the 4/5 with the lunar, we could have done that, and then Proto Drake into the 3/7.
Okay, now is the time where we find out if Banter is truly a GM. Can he rip the Najak Hexen? Najak for game one time.
Yeah, that could be it here. That is not the case. But the smite comes out to just clear off this minion.
We've got 14 health, or 14 power, and we are shipping it directly into Pee Wee's taunt.
Looking for that second smite, but unable to find it here. Hitting an owl, that's a lot of damage. And the Cenarian ward off the top. I think we are going to see a 5th series tonight. Brushy Tuna just unable to come away with these very close series.
Banter can technically play like Thrive for a Void Shard and a 1-drop in order to try to cope a little bit, but
yeah, that is going to be the case. Can we take the 8 to the tour guide? No, we can't, and that is going to be the game
that's the
and the series. And Agent PWE with a fantastic win here into McBanterface, taking it all the way to Game 5 once again, and we have a series. This is now down to 11-10 on the series, so it's going to come down to that 5th game or 5th match into Ron Mexico into Kume, and it looks like we will not be getting that on stream, unfortunately, but keep your eye on that Team Hearth League website for the update when it does come through. But what a series of both players here, and No Pros here hanging in from a very, very big deficit to start, able to come back in these 2 matches today, and Kume the last of the remaining matches into Ron later on. Welcome, Agent PWE. Congratulations, really well played there. Super tight series. Tell me how you're feeling coming out of that one. Looking into that matchup early on, we were worried about the lineup diff, but able to overcome that and then get that series win into the Priest.
Yeah, I was definitely got lineup diffed. I was really hoping to win that first game, but we couldn't quite get there. And then after that, I mean, the goal was to just queue Druid until it won, but then it lost the first 2, and then it's like, all right, I guess I'll just try and win some and then queue Druid instead of just losing 0-3. And I don't know, I guess he decided to draw bad on his Priest into the good matchup, which was good timing, so that was
Can you
convenient.
walk me through the decision to submit an anti-aggro lineup with Kazakhstan Druid?
Kazakhstan Druid is anti-everything. It beats aggro too.
It sure does. Just wondering about that one because I have experience. I did that at the Master Store and I went 2-6. So with like an anti-aggro lineup that also had Kaz Druid. So I was just wondering about that.
But I think the good Kaz Druid is glow with glow flies, and I didn't submit that one because I'm throwing. But
but not hard enough to lose to Banter.
Very true.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again. I mean, really, really well played series. Any thoughts there for your remaining teammate that we have playing later tonight to try to find that win? I mean, you came into the night down pretty bad, both your team and your Mumkhead getting a sort of an unfavorable win seemingly, and then the same thing sort of happening here. Well, Banter almost getting the win, but you able to get that secure win there with the Druid in the end. How does it feel? And then any thoughts there for I guess Kume in that final series?
I was low key not expecting to play, so good on Mumkhead for winning. So then I had to play, and then I wasn't expecting to win after having to play, and I guess I did. So I mean, it's a day of miracles. So of course Kumi is going to win for us because otherwise everything that happened would have been in vain today. So I'm a believer.
Yeah, that is the storyline.
No pros here making the transition from down bad to up good.
Exactly. You
Up
don't want to be
good
down
indeed.
bad. We're up good for sure, without a doubt.
Awesome. Any other thoughts on that series, Nails, Saku?
No, just some impressive play with Druid and versus Priest. It's great. Great to watch. Always love those game fives for sure.
Well done.
Well done.
All right. Thank you for casting, guys,
Got it.
and having me on. All right.
Yeah.
See you later.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for
Take
coming
care,
on.
buddy. Well,
Sweet.
Sunday
What
is
a
wrapped
series.
up. I know. I was trying to get Ron on, but Kume was not. They were not comfortable being on stream, which is totally fine as well. So, very pressure type match, especially if it's the last match and it's going to decide your continue on to playoffs. So, yeah. Any final notes there for players played tonight? I think everybody was pretty clean by the most part. So,
Yeah, really good play
plays on
tonight.
stream tonight. I didn't have to flame anybody. It was great.
Didn't have to. Yeah, you're required if you see any off plays, you have to flame.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, just all the plays were good.
Yeah.
So,
congrats to all.
no, you love to see it.
Exactly. Especially a couple of
You
game
expect that
fives.
from Banter, but Pee-wee, no shot. But yeah, no, he got through.
Yep. So, all right. Well, that pretty much closes it up for the end of the night. Of course, we do have some weekly stuff that happens in THL. So we got Monday, which is typically either a tournament or some kind of around the saloon, although I haven't seen that in a little bit. And then we get Tuesday coming in with Hearth Center, hosted by Lotus Knight and Friends. Then we get Wednesday is Tavern Talk, and then that's hosted by Fish. We got Thursday coming in with Wild and Out with Marty B and Friends, and then that transitions into Thursday Night Throwdown, and then we got Friday Night Fights. Salty Saturday, School Stone flipping in between Salty Saturday and Sunday, and then back again to Sunday Showdown. So if anybody's interested, just keep an eyeball on the THL Discord and or our website. So I want to thank everybody for jumping on stream tonight. Thank the winners and the people that moved on into playoffs. Congrats, and we are going to see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.
Good job.